Gay! Hello, everyone, and welcome to TEE-HEE TV. I am Charles, and with me today is Damian. Say hello, Damian.
Wait, that's me. Hello.
All right. Normally we would have another guy with us, but he is not with us today yet. Hopefully he'll show up later, so fingers crossed. Man Stone, where are you? But no, today we're going to be discussing Dexter Resurrection episodes 8 through 10 and Alien Earth episodes 4 through 5. So, which do you want to start with?
Um. Ooh. Let's go with Alien.
Alien? Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
Your
So,
opinion hasn't improved, I take it.
well, no, it did improve slightly. Uh, no, not season. Episodes 1 through 3, boring. You know that meme from The Simpsons when Homer Simpson is at that game and he like yells boring. Yeah, that's how I felt when it
That was
came to
just you every 10 minutes or so.
yeah, pretty much. But episode 4 of Alien Earth a little bit better, not by much, but it was a little bit better. I would say it's a bit of a slow burn, but it was a little bit better. Episode 5, however, amazing. I thought episode 5 of Alien Earth was just chef's kiss. It was just awesome.
5 was basically just a movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I've never even I've never even
half an
seen
hour
the
shorter,
original
but
Alien.
it's yeah, very. It's just so damn good. I loved episode 5.
Yeah, episode 5 was great. I loved episode 5. Oh
But
man.
episode 4, I love that we see things starting like it's things really starting to go wrong. Like
Yes.
they started going wrong before, but this is like really seems to be the beginning of shit's gonna go haywire.
Yeah, and also the plan that Morrow has where he wants slightly to get a human to go into the egg chamber and have a face hugger latch onto the guy. I think it's going to be Wendy's brother.
Oh yeah, the way that the Indian kid was looking at what was his name?
Slightly.
Uh, Rajush
Well,
something
that's
like
his
that.
birth name, but when he became a hybrid, his name
His
was
Peter
changed.
Pan name
His Peter Pan name is Slightly.
slightly. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, the way he was like when that scene when all the uh, all the hybrids are sitting around, palling around with her brother. He's like, "What is
Uh-huh.
he doing here?" They're like, "Relax, it's cool." No, it's not cool.
Yeah, at that particular moment, I was like, "Yep, it's going to be him. It's going to be the brother."
Because yeah, like the brother's in his room and he's just creeping outside the window.
Yep.
But I'm wondering like because the brother has that artificial lung now. I'm wondering if that would maybe turn the face huggers off his scent.
Maybe, but I always thought that when a face hugger would latch on and implant the xenomorph embryo into the body, it doesn't go into the lung; it goes into the chest cavity.
So sort of like that sort of whatever you call that, the middle point between the lungs.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But I didn't think it went into the lungs.
See, I didn't think so either. But then when they did that test with the lung they took, like the damaged lung they took from him, that's
Uh-huh.
it, the what do you call it? The little thing that the facehugger puts out, the seed. But what would you call that? That little organism,
Embryo?
embryo, I guess. Yeah, whatever it was, it burrowed right into the lung there.
Maybe. I don't know. But I would say that If he has an artificial lung, it might prevent him from being a target from the face huggers, but I still think he's going to be the one that Slightly is going to put into the egg chamber.
Or at least, do his best to try. How
Yeah.
well that works out, we'll see.
Also, moving on to a different character, what do you think's going to happen with the red-headed hybrid? I can't
I
remember
have,
her name.
yeah, I can't remember her name, but I have no idea. But it can't be good
Yeah,
because
I kind,
she's basically gone mental.
yeah, she's
She's
going,
very
yeah,
unstable, violent.
she's definitely going crazy because she thinks she's pregnant.
Yeah,
She thinks
and
yeah, she thinks she's pregnant, and she's talking to a doll in the psychiatrist's office. And then the second she's being told not, she tells the doctor she doesn't want to talk about something, and the doctor keeps pushing. She jumps at her and threatens her, and then they escort her out. And the doctor says they have a level 3 like situation, whatever the hell that means.
yeah, she tells the guard like, yeah, we have a level 3 situation. Tell your supervisor; he'll know what to do. Like, put her in a room, lock the door.
Yeah.
So either that's going to go bad, like real bad, or that'll be just a
Well,
she
that
gets terminated kind of thing.
that begs the question, in the alien universe, have we ever seen an android go crazy? And
Uh,
I'm not talking about David from Prometheus or Alien Covenant. I'm talking about the other alien movies.
like, yeah, go like absolutely batshit. I don't think so that I can recall. Like we've had them do some very cold shit to human characters, but as far as like yeah, like what we were seeing from her, like actual violent outbursts and just general sort of lunacy, I don't think so.
Yeah, remember she's also I can't talk right now. She's not an android, she's a hybrid, so this is
Yeah.
also a unique case. So,
So yeah, I figure they get, either she gets terminated or they obviously I feel like they're going to try to at least. I think they're probably not going to really take any chances with that.
mhm,
So like, okay, this one's a failed experiment, but the others seem to be fine for now. But
mhm.
yeah, I don't know. She could be a real problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Super strength, super speed, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and then there's also the whole situation of that eye alien that tried to latch onto her.
Man,
Yeah.
I love how creepy that little thing is.
Yeah. Also, I get the feeling that it might not be evil.
If is there something from episode 5 you're referencing?
Yes, it's something from
Yes.
episode 5 I'm referencing. I don't
Well,
think
yeah.
it's evil.
Well,
Oh,
ah,
welcome, Stone.
we have the stone. Right. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're
Yeah,
talking
we're
Alien episode 4.
we're talking not Alien Covenant, Alien Earth episode 4. Did you watch it?
Did I watch what?
Alien Earth.
Let me see. I did.
Okay. So you're caught up to episode 5?
Hmm. Let me see
You know, if
here.
you take this segment from the first episode that was part of that, it probably would be pretty close to a feature length. 'Cause I
See,
think the
want to hear
opening
any of
of the
that?
first episode was like, yeah, what was that?
Hmm.
Yeah, what was that?
All right. It works. My new downloaded a new little sound board onto my MacBook.
Sounded like some kind of cartoon sting or something. Okay, it's coming
Wait,
through, but kind of distorted.
yeah, it's coming through kind of distorted, but was that supposed to be like angel hymns?
A little bit.
Oh, so like you grace us with your presence, and so the angels start singing as soon as you enter the room. Yeah.
Oh, oh, look at us.
Oh,
Well, aren't we funny? I just thought it would be fun. I just want to see if it worked. A little distorted. And okay, we gotta
Yeah,
work on.
it's a little distorted. Yeah.
Maybe it's the gain. Maybe it's the gain.
Yeah.
Dude,
could be.
I gotta balance out the gain and stuff and all of that good shit, I guess.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just I am jumping a little ahead, a little ahead here, but I don't know, just the scene with the doctor woman in episode 5
Yes,
where those leeches got out of their containment unit and the eye was watching it and was like slamming on its containment unit to get her attention, to let
like a
her
warning.
know, as like warning her that the leeches were getting out. Just that moment made me realize that maybe the eye was not as malevolent as we might think it is.
Because as they said in the previous episode, it's a very intelligent creature.
Yes, correct. So
So
I don't know. It's just I don't think the eye is malevolent. Like it does kill what it latches onto, but I think that's not really intentional. I think that's just what it has to do in order to communicate. So it's like, what's the word I'm
That or
looking
it's
for?
that or it's maybe like some kind of survival mechanism. It's taking on, it's almost like it's giving itself some armor.
Yeah, something like that. Kind of like what happened with the chief engineer guy when it went into his eye socket, and it was able to like do its like croaking sound. That's how it speaks. And yeah, it's just I know like I am going all over the place here, but I mean, I'm just trying to
That's,
provide
yeah,
context, but
that's what we do.
yeah. But no, it's just I don't know. I don't think the eye. And then there was also the fight scene between the eye creature and the xenomorph. That gave me the impression that the eye creature might be a natural enemy of the xenomorph.
Like
okay.
perhaps
Here's a
there's been times in the past where it's actually, it's had its way with a xenomorph, or things of its type have actually taken over.
No, not like that. I think they might
No.
be like like I'm making a reference to another franchise where like think Kong and Godzilla. They are conflicting apex predators that occupy the same like environment. They
Okay, and like yeah, just because of the size difference doesn't mean they're both not as to a point as dangerous as each other.
yes, like they're competing, I guess you could say.
eh? I don't know.
Even
I don't
though even though
know.
in this particular context with the eye creature and the xenomorph they're not competing, I think it's more in the sense that the xenomorph is like a parasitical like threat and the eye creature recognizes it as a parasitical threat and like basically well the eye creature itself is also parasitical and it just thinks of it as almost too parasitical or like the wrong kind of parasitical.
Man, episode 4 when they let it loose on that sheep, that was creepy shit right there. When it stood up like on its hind legs.
Yeah. Yeah, that was messed up. I'm still fucking bothered by when we saw the cat with the eye creature in it.
Yeah, which
That
was
that that
also
still
very creepy.
that still bothers me because I have a soft spot for cats.
Yeah, but you know, if you're
And
going for
you also have
horror,
some hard spots too. Maybe Finno found that out once or twice.
Oh,
oh, oh
dude,
no,
dude, no.
Peter, I'm sorry, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. I've
That's
never seen
taking
it.
that's taking it a bit too far, dude. Come on.
Peter, he doesn't do that. Peter, he doesn't do that.
You need to chill out. You need to chill out. Yeah.
you would never let Fennel use it as a scratching post. Never.
The question along the line of the conversation here. So why do you guys think it attacked Nibs,
Nibs. What's Nibs?
the redhead,
Oh,
the redhead hybrid? Why do you think? Why do you think it was going at her so hard?
I don't think the eye really cares if it's not human or not.
What I'm
I don't.
saying is, but still, there's got to be a why. It's got to be a reason. There's got to be a reason why it was so intent on getting control of her at that point. I mean, really intent on that.
With all the choices in the room, so there's what, like 3 or 4 of them there at that time, I think.
But then, yeah, and then soon after, we seen her very aggressive and threatening behavior with the with the therapist. So it kind of that's what kind of gave me more questions about it, like why did, and then the more you started to hear and see with the Theophilus, again, just so we're aware, because or the Oculus, or basically when we hear more about that, it always makes me wonder again, like, what did it sense off of her that it wanted to go ahead and by the way, sidebar, I think that basically Ellen, Ellen Ripley and her Ripley effect, I think it definitely sees the Alien franchise as a, I think they really push the female lead narrative, even trying to imply that the Theophilus was a female with I mean, I don't know what context they found that out on.
Like, what were you poking or prodding at that gave you that impression?
But I think, like I said, I think the Ripley effect in this, in this franchise, I think it definitely pushes a, definitely female, badass lead type of situation
Yeah,
a
but I
lot.
mean, but no, it's just. I mean, it's not the Alien franchise always put like a woman at the forefront fighting the alien. They've always done that. I mean, hell, Sigourney Weaver.
I mean, like I
Rip,
said, but that's the Ripley effect. But and I think even in the comics and things like that, they've always kind of,
is that
push that.
is it a bad thing that they're doing that in the franchise that started it all?
No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not a bad thing. But it's just a, see, after a while, it can see it could get to a plateau, weird or irritating space. You know what I'm saying, on either side, like, because once you start to feel like it's a set, that a certain thing or a certain trope is a set given, it's like it becomes less effort to write, you know what I'm saying, to really write and really bring a story and flesh it out. It's like you'll go with that because it's to go with, like in me, like we didn't have to have much of anything I mean, even like, okay, I'll put it this way. Even when we look at Wendy as compared to everyone else, and even when I break it down a little bit more, her as compared to her and Nibs have definitely shown some more dynamic athletic ability. The other female, the other girl, your name was, she's trying to show her a bit of a bit of intelligence, a great level of intelligence and ambition. But the two guys, the two boys that were hybrids, what have we seen?
One's a creep and the other's a fool, basically.
Wait,
Oh,
okay,
and
so
by oh, no,
Wait,
there's
the
three.
third one is the third one could be. He's definitely getting a big head.
okay, look, the creep is definitely slightly. The fool is like, I can't remember his name.
But we all know who
Yeah,
we are talking about.
yeah.
But fun fact, the third one who decided to name himself Isaac.
Okay,
You
Isaac.
know,
Look, I like Isaac. I like him.
there's a reason. Fun fact. Do you guys, fun fact, do you recognize him?
No.
He's from the Brittle Bones franchise. He's part of the Crows.
The Brittle Bones franchise?
What the Brittle Bones show on Netflix.
Brittle Bones.
I know. Like I've heard the title before, but
Isaac.
No, yeah.
But I forgot to bring this up last time we talked about the show. Do you guys recognize Wendy?
Brittle Bones show.
From what?
She was the daughter that he was looking for the entire season of Sugar. She was the Olivia, I think her name was.
Jeez, I totally forgot about that show. The one with the one with fucking
Colin Farrell.
yeah, totally. God, I totally spaced on that whole entire show.
Like, to be fair, she didn't appear a lot in the show, but
I'm talking. I'm not even
like,
I'm not even her details. I'm talking about the whole show. I'm not gaining back any memories from that. It's weird. Any memories?
I had a lot of fun with that. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do next.
You guys are still not the Crows. You guys are still not getting it. The rip. You know what I'm saying? The Gen Z rip of fucking Game of Thrones.
Oh, is that what it like? That's okay. Yeah, no, I've heard the title before. That's
the one that
pretty
had
much
the
all
one
I
that had
know
the
about it.
the one that had the crows in it. Like I said, probably my favorite part of that damn show. You guys are still not remembering the you know what I'm saying, the crime, you know what I'm saying, the crime con, and you know what I'm saying, the guy who plays Isaac he was gay on that show.
No idea. I am completely.
Wait, no, you're talking about Shadow and Bone.
Yeah.
Not Brittle
Oh,
Bones. You're talking
yeah.
about Shadow and Bone.
I swear
Yeah,
Brittle Bones is a thing. But either way, I didn't say that either.
Hold on, we totally did.
Well, you guys did.
We did. We did.
I did.
Yeah, I watched Shadow and Bone. I watched season 1 and 2.
That was required reading for our fucking show. I watched that crap.
Yeah, I got away with it somehow. I don't remember. I think that was a Lou suggestion.
But still,
Yeah.
so was fucking We Have a Ghost.
Yeah, but look how that turned out. It's our favorite movie. We talk about it all the time.
Oh God! See, you're asking for it, aren't you? You're asking for it, aren't you? Huh?
I'm sorry. Jesus.
No. Jeez.
See, that came through perfectly.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm
perfect,
glad. I'm so
perfect.
glad it did.
Yeah, that
I
is
am.
perfect. Yeah.
I'm so glad it did because I really needed it. I really needed it right then. I really needed it. My God, I swear,
TEE.
crazy. And then and then like I said, I'm sorry. Like I said, it was just so much attached to it. Because when I think about it, like I said, I immediately saw Beetlejuice rip from the first moment, but yet a fucking Native American style jacket with the, you know what I'm saying, with the fly, you know what I'm saying, with the fly fucking fringe game, by the way, you know what I'm saying, and fucking the Patriot, and then you fucking start watching it. I
One of my
mean, look,
favorite
man,
dressing downs I've ever experienced. That was fantastic. You
shit,
were
look,
not having it.
yeah, I'm sorry, look, if you cannot appreciate the fringe game, that's, I mean, that's okay. But that shouldn't ruin a whole movie just because you because you can't appreciate Steven Seagal's fringe game in that movie.
It's still just the idea of I can't watch this movie. I don't like his jacket. Like, what the fuck?
Well, we always knew we had some metrosexuals, you know what I'm saying, in our midst, by the way. You know, how many times did fucking Jim and
Wait,
fucking
hold on. Somebody said that they couldn't watch The Patriot because they didn't like his jacket.
yes, Puerto Rican fat bastard.
Oh, Lou, god damn
You
it.
don't remember? I'm sure you were there for that. And
I
Stone
don't
yelled at him for like
look,
20 minutes.
look,
20. Wow, did I?
I
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it might not have been that long, but it wasn't, it wasn't just fuck you. I feel like it went on for at least like 5 or 10.
Jeez.
oh no. Lou, god damn it, why? I mean, look, I mean, I'm not innocent in this either because I did not watch those Steven Seagal movies either. I watched like a couple of them, but I did not watch all of them. And it's just, but I mean, I did not stoop that low. I mean, oh my god. I mean, you don't want. I mean, you didn't watch a movie because you didn't like his jacket. Oh my god. Holy
Like,
shit.
But look, like I said, how many times did, you know what I'm saying? How many times did Jim, and why am I forgetting his name now? The redhead Scott, because he didn't like his scarf. He didn't like his hat.
So you didn't. So
but
he didn't
wait,
like those movies because he didn't like those people's choice of clothing.
No. I'm just saying he would always get on. Why am I forgetting his name? He would always get on
Jerry.
Jim because, yeah, because he would always get on Jim because he didn't like his outfits. He didn't like his accessories. He get to drinking, and then all of a sudden he becomes a metrosexual or queer eye from the straight guy. And he wants to critique Jim's fashion. I don't know. See, that's the thing about Irish and Scots. Like I wonder, like if they get really drunk, like what they turn into.
Like,
Apparently,
how much
apparently,
repressed homosexuality is there going on?
yeah. Apparently, Jerry, when he gets drunk, he gets downright bitchy about fashion. You
There goes
better
Stone.
be.
That was his name. Jim Grindle from the chat.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Sherry peppered pee.
yeah. The only thing I'm thinking of when I see that name is Spotted Dick.
Okay. I'm not.
That's an actual British meal.
I know.
It is.
I know. I know. I know. So is
I
blood
still
pie.
don't know what it is. Yeah, I still don't know what it is, but I imagine it's as appealing as most of the other things they eat.
So
Yeah.
is blood pie. But I mean, unless we but that only doesn't seem random because we have Dexter Resurrection on the menu for. Oh, and by the way, so I guess you guys didn't do the required reading. The one last piece of required reading. So I guess we're going to figure out a way to work that into something else. Idiocracy. I still think it's a.
Oh,
I still
fuck
think.
me! I completely forgot about that.
I still think
Oh,
it's a relevant.
we were supposed to watch that. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, man.
I still think it's.
I knew there was a movie we were supposed to watch, but I couldn't remember what it was.
I still think it's a relevant conversation to have at some point. Idiocracy and just the thought of. Do you ever feel like? Do you feel like we will get to or are getting to a point where, like, the world is becoming so stupid that a person who even seems, I'm saying, just base level intelligent, can rule, can basically rule over an entire population.
Are
Yes.
we at that? Are we at that point yet?
No. I know we're not quite there yet, but are we headed that way?
Probably, yeah. Because people are getting super dumb.
We're in the TikTok age. I think anything is possible.
Yeah. And he's not talking about clocks.
No.
Yeah.
No, see that's the thing about
The clock is ticking to the end of the world. Am I right? Yeah.
No. Okay. Woo. Okay. I don't know, man. That slapstick humor with Doomsday Prep, I don't know. That needs a little tweaking. But to your point, Charles, see, to say TikTok, you would automatically know that that you would mean the app and not the clock. That's the there are some people who
see. I remember when someone says TikTok, they're talking about a fucking clock, not some stupid.
But think
app.
about it. I would wager to guess that a lot of people on TikTok, if you were to say TikTok and tell them you were talking about a clock, they would say what?
No, how many people today could read? How many people today could read a time on a clock that wasn't digital?
Yeah.
I can do both. I can read a clock. I can read a clock. I can look at a regular clock on my phone that isn't a traditional digital clock, but an actual designed as an actual clock. I can read it.
Yeah, I grew up with a clock that had Roman numerals instead of
Our Roman numeral clocks can fuck off.
Oh, come on.
I learned something from that.
Come on, Charles. You're starting to sound like a moron.
The guy, that clock that helps you learn, you fucking dipshit. Thanks, Charles.
I had a sundial clock at my old house when I was a kid.
Gay?
Yeah, that thing was terrible.
He's happy that he's happy, folks. He's happy about it.
The Romans.
He's happy about the sundial. That's what he meant, folks. That's all he meant. I mean, he's happy about the sundial.
Yeah, like you get a cloudy day, and you're like, "Holy fuck! What time is it? I don't know."
Yeah.
Time to go inside.
Yeah. Have a sundial in your front yard. Have a cloudy day. You're looking at the sundial to find out what time it is, and you can't see what's on the sundial. So you go, "What time is it?"
All time is happening at once. Or not at all. I don't know.
Don't worry about it. The storm's coming. The storm's coming, idiot. Time to go inside.
Yeah.
That's what I say. That's what I say to people all the time. No, smart ass about quick ask me what time it is.
Quickly feed the bucket and get the fuck back inside.
Like, what time is it? Time for you to get a watch.
Yeah, what kind of watch? Digital or traditional?
I don't know, but get one soon.
Yeah. I like the way you said digital. Like, what are you gonna a digital watch?
Sometimes I told people, take a guess. You'll at least be right once a day. You know what I'm saying? Once in a day.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, that didn't land. All right. Jeez.
No, it didn't.
Jeez. The fuck, man.
You tried. You get credit for that.
Jeez,
Yeah,
man.
you tried, and that's what counts.
That was cultivated right there. That was artesian work, by the way. I mean, you just don't overlook artesian work, no matter how ugly it is. You don't overlook artesian work. It's handmade shit. Okay, handmade shit. I'm just saying.
Artesian. Are those the guys who used to sell cell phones everywhere? Oh no, wait, that was Persians. Never mind.
No, that's Armenians now. But anyway, I'm
Same
artisans are artisans are ones who who actually make things with their hands, craft things.
I know.
I crafted that. I crafted that you're at least right once in a day line with guessing the time. I mean, that was crafted. It was crafted. That was like glass spinning. You don't overlook that.
So Galileo had water clocks. Speaking of artesian wells,
Who said a well? Who said anything about a well? Artesian
Well,
wells.
I don't know.
Who? I mean, aren't all wells handcrafted? They're natural. They're natural wells.
Yeah.
Really?
Didn't it have
They're
technology?
natural wells.
No, sorry, I meant yeah, they're handcrafted. I mean, yeah, no, I don't think a natural well is a thing.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you craft those. You gotta. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make that thing deep enough to hold water safely, and then put water in there and things like that. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
You got
Like, yeah,
you got your very deep pools of water that are like a well, but it's not the same.
yeah. And you had to make that whole thing with the bucket and pull down. Yeah, it's a whole artesian thing. Wells by design are artesian. I mean, there's no such thing as a natural well, in my opinion. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, a facsimile, but not actually.
Did they make it deep enough that your prisoners couldn't escape? Like, it's a whole thing.
All right, get your dick out of the tuck, okay, Damian? Let's get back to the show. I mean, okay, you do understand that I was. You do understand I was vibing with your Buffalo Bob vibe, right?
I know. Wait, am I a great big fat person?
Really, he said that?
No, you said, was she a great big fat person? But I was flipping it on myself.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
This is just a series of failures. I'm sorry, everybody.
Hold on a second. I think I did pretty well with that whole. I think I did pretty well with the follow up to your Buffalo Bob thing. I thought I did well with that.
It wasn't bad.
Get your dick out of the tuck. Come on, man. I mean, that's classic.
But Charles hasn't let out nary a chuckle. I even fucked that up. Let's just.
Did you watch?
Just end the show.
Did you watch? You've seen Sounds of the Lambs, of course, right?
Wait,
of course.
Charles,
I haven't.
See that now? Thank you. He hadn't even seen Sounds of the Lambs, so he has no reference to that. See?
Well, that's a blind spot we have to fix.
Oh my God! Look, I will get around to it eventually.
And we'll make you do it.
You know what?
And
you know one way
and you'll
that
do
would
it.
make me, you know what?
And you'll do it.
Fuck! I can't talk right now.
Go ahead. It's like you're going in a circle. Yeah. You know when you did that. You what I was trying to. What?
And Charles.
Yes.
And Charles, when you do, and when you watch Sons of the Lambs, you should do it. I recommend you do it with liver, fava beans, and a nice Chianti.
Wow.
With an entree of pig burger.
There it is.
See,
why didn't we do those when we were doing Hannibal?
I don't know. I really don't know. Missed opportunity.
There's like 4. I think. Yeah, there's like 4 movies. There's Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, Red Dragon. I think there was
And
just the one
Hold on.
prequel.
Hannibal
Hold on.
Rising.
What is our problem?
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to take a pause because on YouTube they do actually sometimes when the algorithms, and depending on how smart you are, and we're pretty smart, you know, our algorithms are kind of going to start to talk to us a little bit. They started to talk to me, and it started to ask me like, and I had to ask us, like, what the fuck is our problem when it comes to serial killer shows and movies, man? What is our fucking problem? Like,
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
You know how many we've
we did,
done? You know how
we
many
did
we've
you.
done?
We're doing Dexter now. Barry, you could kind of look at as being adjacent in a sense.
I mean, that was just a Hitman, though. So
We were
Yeah,
doing
but
fucking
still,
we
you
were
know,
doing the
it's
fucking
like,
slasher movies. We were doing the slasher series and shit.
yeah,
All of those seasons.
I don't know. Shit's interesting. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, the fuck is our problem? And now you know what Netflix is doing? You know what Netflix is doing now? Guess what they're doing? What's the one thing that nobody's done yet?
Yeah.
But what's the one direction we haven't quite seen with the serial killer quite yet?
Okay, you're gonna have to just lay it out for us. Just
sex symbol serial killer Ryan Gosling.
I thought you meant Charlie Hunnam as Ed Gein.
Wait, Ryan Gosling is playing Ted Bundy?
No. Ryan Gosling is going to be some sort of serial killer, but you know, as Ryan chiseled out Gosling, leading man Gosling. So now girls are going to be creaming as he's slicing someone's throat, I guess.
In a movie or a series?
Netflix series.
What's it called?
I don't know yet. I haven't clicked it because I had to take a step back when it was asking the question, like, what is our fucking problem? A sexy serial killer? Like, what's their problem?
On the screen? Like
yeah.
What the fuck is
really
wrong with you?
I'm looking it up now.
It's like, what is the world's problem? A sexy serial killer? Like, what's the world's problem? So I had to look at myself.
You sure he's doing this?
I thought I saw Ryan Gosling. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I saw Ryan Gosling.
He only has 4 things in the pipeline right now, and it's a untitled Ocean's 11 film, Tough Guys, Star Wars Starfighter, and Project Hail Mary, which is a science fiction movie. That's it. That's all he has planned.
I'm not. Then I gotta look at this again. Let me.
You sure you're not thinking of what I was talking about? Charlie Hunnam as Ed Gein, or Ed Gein, how you pronounce it, in third series of what's it, Monster? That show that they did Dahmer and whatever the other one was, Menendez brothers, I think.
I'm going to find out. I am going to find out. I gotta get back to YouTube here.
Because I like him as an actor, but from what I've seen of pictures of Ed Gein, he's like, really? He's kind of a bit too. It's a bit too handsome, don't you think? Oh.
So let me see. Because they had him in red, so it kind of looked like so it kind of fucked my head because they kind of had this situation in red. Let me see. Come on. Okay. Now that I'm getting a good look here, yeah. Okay, well, they were toning that down. Well, the other one was just a little bit more. It was looking like, from the way they were showing it with a bit of a wider shot, it was looking a little bit like fucking Ryan Gosling for a second there.
Wait, so what actually was?
But you're right. You're actually right. It is
Oh, it
about.
is the one I was talking about.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I'm glad, but it seems like they're trying to do the makeup to where, but it's like it's still like there are guys like, I'm sorry, like where the fuck is Ron Howard's brother? You know what I'm saying?
Clint Howard.
Yeah, where the fuck is Ron Howard's brother for this? Like this is who should be playing that game.
What, a series version of the movie The Ice Cream Man?
Say
Anyone
again?
seen that? The
He was
movie
in
The
that?
Ice Cream Man?
He
Yeah,
was in that?
he plays a guy who drives an ice cream truck and murders children.
Well, see, yeah, he totally needed to be this. He totally needed to be this guy. There's no way. But I don't give a fuck what people look. Somebody look. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, and we'll get back to the Alien Earth show. I apologize about that, but I'm gonna say this. Like I was more of a I was more of a of a critical thinking kid even when I was young. So it was like when at first, like when you were a kid, like it was like sort of like a wave and surge when it came to like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, by the way. When I first saw it, it had no real effect on me as a little kid. Because I was a little kid, it had no real effect. I mean, now that the chainsaw thing was crazy, the hook thing was crazy, the guy getting hit with a sledgehammer, crazy. But it really had no overall effect on me, like at first. It was kind of like that weird thing. Like it puts stuff in your head, which is what you don't want to do, which is what I would protect, my little guy from. I wouldn't want him just seeing that stuff and having it like that immediately in his head like I did. I mean, I don't know. But it was like
that was the remake, right?
No, I'm talking about the original, dude. When my mother had
Really? They had the hook scene in the original?
Oh yeah, the hook scene in the original was it was just it was the struggle. It was the struggle. It was like her physique, her lightness with his bulkiness, everything about the way they set it up, it just made it look more real in the original. It was just like I said, her struggle. Like her struggle and the way he was just carrying her struggle, her boat, and then all of a sudden he just, you know what I'm saying? It was just like you didn't even see it happen. You didn't even see like they didn't even show like they depict the hook going in, but it was just the way he did it and the way she was just like right there as soon as he did it. It was just like, yeah, I mean, there were some things that definitely had effect, but it was like I got a little bit older, still not a teenager, when I realized like, holy shit. Like when you start to process everything and you realize, holy shit, they were killing people and making them into sausages and selling it to the people around the town. Like that traumatized the fuck out of me. No sausage. I don't give a fuck what people talking about.
The room full of bones.
Yeah, I mean they said like this was the truth.
It's basically like the carpet is bones, essentially.
Shit, I was almost like shit. They just don't give a fuck. They were just making designs, and they try to say it was based off of that. But they said this thing was a true story. This family, Gray Rob, had problems, started doing things like like this, killing people, and then turn them into fucking sausage. You know what I'm saying? Like it was Texas. It wasn't, man. Like I said, they try, and all of a sudden they want to turn around and say, "Oh, it was all based on that game." Like I'm trying to tell you, one of the fucking things. That one of the conspiracy theories that I'm going to start talking about is the serial killer diversion, the escalation tactic by law enforcement. I would say they're on a progressive path of trying to make everything, trying to bury stories, bury people, like make them not like serial killers, so people won't believe that there's still a wealth of serial killers just roaming around,
like an obscene amount. I can't remember if we figured out the actual number last show, but we did talk about it.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and like I said, I was telling you guys how at one point in like the 80s there was like a ridiculous number of fucking serial killers walking around in just the LA area. You know, so that just so you see for me, the projection of that right there gives a projectional context. Like we're talking about hundreds of thousands to a million like active serial killers roaming the fucking LA area in the 80s. So much like the guys were starting to team up when they were bumping into each other. Guys were, you know what I'm saying, names would overlap. You know what I'm saying? A la, you know, well, technically a la Dexter, you know, in the way the dark pasture thing. That was his mind thing, but you know, yeah. But I would just, like I said, I would just, what was the,
Well, this is from
like I
Reddit
said,
8 months ago. Apparently, the FBI states there's less than 50 active serial killers, like currently. I don't buy that.
see, the thing is, like, I put it to you like this. You tell me what you think. Because I may have mentioned this before, but this is the thing that bears repeating. This is just one piece of why I feel this way. There was a guy who was breaking into a home. No one was there. Okay. At some point, the owner and a friend of hers comes back home. He kills them both. Then some time goes by. I'm not sure how long before the daughter and the son come into the house. The son is killed. The daughter is kidnapped, held for some time until the guy is finally captured by police, and she survives and whatnot. And the police, and then once they start finding out that this guy burglarized several apartments in the apartment complex, felt like he left evidence of that could come back to him in the apartments, and decided that the way to handle that was to burn the apartment complex down. And yet this happened before the thing I described to you at first, and yet they say burglary gone wrong.
You're like, huh?
And there's other stories where a guy will get caught, kill themselves. The walls are closing in. They start finding they'll kill themselves. They'll die before they'll reveal certain things, and then no one is trying to look too deeply into any of the claims, any of their obsessions, anything. I'm just trying to tell you that's just, and this is just a microcosm of what I found out about. That makes me feel like that law enforcement is trying to quell the feeling that there are tons of fucking active, confirmed, burgeoning, studying serial killers out in this world. See, and that's maybe what we need to expand. Not just saying guys who actively have 3 or 4 bodies, you know what I'm saying, on their knife at this point, but guys who are studying, finding their way, who may have killed one person one way, another person a completely different way, and they're just finding their way. So there's one thing you see as a random murder for some reason, maybe a guy finding, you know what I'm saying, maybe a guy finding his style.
Or not even. Like I thought about that one time when I was watching a documentary on some serial killer, where it's like, I wonder how many are out there that do just change it up each time, to the point where it's just like there wouldn't be a connection because it's not the same.
But see, some of those people do have an actual pathology about themselves, to where like they want to find that signature. It becomes, because for them it becomes about being someone, being, you know what I'm saying, being one of them. And it was just, especially those ones who are looking at books at the most legendary, quote unquote, serial killers. But I think, like I said, like, again, I feel like a lot of the Mount Rushmore, mainly guys like John Wayne Gacy and Jeffrey Dahmer were, were beneficiaries of white privilege. That is part of what made them so prolific, I would say. Maybe a little bit of Ed Kemper, his off-putting style, his obsession with the cops, this made him feel like more of a fan, you know what I'm saying, of law enforcement, you know what I'm saying, rather than someone who was kind of maybe actively giggling in their face.
Then BTK is just a weird, twisted, ultimately dumb fuck. The way he was captured is fucking hilarious.
I think he worshipped at the altar of John Wayne Gacy. I think his whole life was styled John Wayne Gacy-esque. John Wayne Gacy is the one, like, I would even say Rapunzel is in that vein, is in that John Wayne Gacy vein. That guy who really needs to put on, like, who really needs to put on the persona of, like, he really needs that. I'm a great family guy. Everyone likes me. Like, he needs that. Like, that's, and see, and that what I want to let people know, that is the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath. Sociopaths, because see, I defend that because I'm admittedly possibly a borderline sociopath. Sociopaths don't like people, and they don't bother to craft a story that people will find believable. Just not a sociopath's way. That's a psychopath's way. Psychopaths got to keep up a facade because they don't want the world to know who they really are. Sociopaths don't care.
And a psychopath can't care.
See, if they didn't care, there wouldn't be a need for a facade, and then there wouldn't be psychopaths. It'd be all sociopathic behavior, antisocial, no esteem or trust for other, you know what I'm saying, for other people that you don't have a trust for, not even really a care about people that you don't know. Unless you know them, a person can get killed right in front of you, and it may not have an effect to a sociopath. Like, it would have to be especially brutal to have any sort of real effect. A person can drop dead of a heart attack and it may not affect them as much as somebody else.
But
that doesn't make
explode right in front of you, and you know there's viscera.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get a reaction.
Oh yeah, for sure. But see, that's the thing. But it doesn't make them want to kill anybody. It doesn't make with a sociopath, it doesn't make them want to kill anybody. See, with a psychopath, the smallest thing being cut off in traffic could make them want to kill someone. A perception that a profitable motorcycle shop, a motorcycle dealership, steals people's motorcycles and resells them. And some thought process of that they were telling him right in his face somehow in code that they were going to steal his motorcycle again and resell it to him and all this type of stuff made him go grab a gun a couple of days later, come back and shoot just about every staff member of that dealership. A sociopath would not do that. Just saying. I'm just saying. Not completely sure how we got here, but great conversation.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what last at this point, but that's, you know.
But I'm glad. But I do always. I think it's great to kind of deal with our quirks and things like that. Yeah, you know, like, yeah, I can definitely admit that. Like, I swear, man, I don't even know how. I think it's thanks to you guys and thanks to Jim that I'm even doing this, because I was very much happy being just a print journalist, not doing any of this shit, because yeah, I'm a bit antisocial.
Did you have Did you have that on your business card? Print. Damn it! What was the first thing you said? Print.
Print
Fuck.
journalist.
Print
Print
journalist
journal.
/ borderline sociopath. Ah, that would have been so much better if I could do words.
It is all good, but I tell you what, though. See, that's a weird thing because sociopath is so close to psychopath that people are afraid to say that. You know what I'm saying? Or even afraid to speak that word and attach that word to themselves. Honestly, it would be funny. But it's so close to psychopath that people are just, they just think, I don't want to say because it means that other thing is so close. Some people's belief it is. It's not really. Not the way I see it.
It's like,
I mean,
yes, but no.
no, a sociopath, like I'm sorry. Like I said, as a person who can admit to possibly being borderline, I don't have any thoughts of killing somebody just because I feel slighted in certain ways. I just don't. But I can admit that a person possibly could, like, that I don't know, could possibly like have a heart attack and drop right in front of me. And no, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna be even realer with that. Went out to Florida and a guy, heavyset guy, I mean, really kind of bad shape looking guy, got out there. I don't know, might have been drinking too. Got out there in that ocean water, and had to get pulled out of there. They were doing CPR on him, and looks like it wasn't. Didn't seem like it was going too well. And do you guys notice my lack of affect?
We're trying, but we can't get past the tits. Jesus, this guy's a goner. Stone's just sitting there, taking another hit off the blunt, like, that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, even right now, I'm like thinking on it, and I'm just like, I can't reach any sort of like. That's how I know sometimes. Like if I don't give a fuck about you, I literally don't give a fuck about you. Like I could care less what happens to you. Like old Quad Father could keel over today, and it wouldn't be like, well, damn, man, it's been a while, and that guy, I can't even finish the thought. Like even right now, I can't even finish the thought because I know I couldn't back it up. Like in my mind, I'm holding back, saying, man.
Yeah,
Like
I'm not gonna smile, but I'm not gonna.
Like
I'm
in
not
my
gonna
head,
anything.
like in my head, I'm holding. Like in my head, if somebody would come up to me like, yeah, man, you know the guy I used to do shows with, like that guy. Well, I try to figure something out that feel like, yeah, oh wow, that sucks, dude. You know what I'm
Was
saying?
that wheelie guy while the disabled ramp to the
See, I wouldn't be
sex
a
shop?
smart.
It
See, I
was
wouldn't be a smart.
it was a bit
See,
slick. It was a bit
see
slick,
you.
and things went
Is it
awry. And
is that a nervous thing with you? Is that like a nervous thing with you, Damian?
what?
Sarcastic jokery in moments like that?
No, I'm just sarcastic.
See, me in moments like that, I would struggle for affect, empathy. It would be hard for me to be like I would struggle to keep my shoulders down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Like you don't want to be the person that says, hey, if somebody kicks over, free shrugs. Like,
You know how we got
so
here?
I've been trying.
Talking about if someone
Well,
with a baseline IQ could run a country.
see, that's what I'm talking about. And in a sociopath, just think about a sociopath that realized they were in a world full of idiots.
Think about a sociopath, a Mr. Stone, if you will, a man who doesn't care about his fellow man. That was an attempt at a rough,
now realizing that he has a world full of the dullest people available. What will he do? No, I think the question is, what won't he do in the idiot
Here,
zone?
in the idiot zone.
Like, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought about the sequel to Idiocracy, about someone like me kind of coming out of cryo sleep and realizing we got a world full of we got a world full of people with base level intelligence. Because see, by the time the I don't know, you guys haven't seen it, but by the time the movie ends, you know, people are
I
starting.
have seen it, just not didn't
Okay,
rewatch it.
people are starting to get smarter. So I figure I forgot how long it was, but it could have been that long because Terry Crews was really starting to get on the rise. So it had to be within the last 10 or so years. But I mean, goddamn, that's still quite a long time for a fucking sequel. You know?
Yeah.
But Idiocracy is about a whole like worldview type thing. So I mean, it's a little bit different. But I mean, I would still think the sequel, you would really have to get somebody at this point trying to catch that has a really super level intelligence, not like fucking, you know what I'm saying, Owen. No, Luke. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, Luke Wilson.
Okay, yeah, all right. Luke Wilson and his okay. I'm doing the best I can here. You know, just that was the smartest guy in the world. Hey, you guys, I just I'm trying my best here. Yeah. Also trying my best Luke Wilson impression. That's like he always sounds like that.
It's tough because at least with Owen you can go wow, but Luke is a little harder.
You know, Luke, yeah, he's like he always seems like he's unsure about what he's saying. Believe that. You know, he always seems like he's like he's discovering things for the first time. It seems like, you know.
Okay, I guess I know what you're saying, but
But by the way, some people have spoken on it, on Alien Earth. Is too much xenomorph, seeing too much of the xenomorph, does it bring down the mystique? Does it bring down the aura?
nah.
I'd say we haven't really in the 5 episodes so far. We haven't really seen a whole lot of it.
Probably out of what, like, let's say roughly 5 hours ish, maybe slightly over.
Well, the thing is that I'm only basing this off of what I've seen of the Alien movies that I have seen, and this is nothing compared to what I've seen from the movies that I've seen. Which the movies I've seen would have to be Alien Resurrection would have to be the first Alien movie I've ever watched.
Whoa.
Yes, I know how that sounds. And then I've still never seen the original Alien.
Have you seen Alien?
That's why I always. Later. That's why I will always.
I've seen Aliens in parts. I've never seen it all the way through, but I have seen it in parts. The only other Alien movie besides Alien 4 that I've seen all the way through would have to be Alien 3, but that was after Alien 4. And that was years later. I did not like Alien 3 because I didn't like what they did in that movie.
I maintain if you can find the I don't know how available it is. There's a certain cut of it. It's not a director's cut. It's the something else cut, but it's a much better movie.
Yeah, but they killed a fucking dog in that movie. A dog got latched on by a fucking face hugger, and then a chest burster came out of the dog's chest, and the dog fucking died.
An ox, or an ox, depending on the content that you get.
Depending on the cut of the movie.
But yes, that's why I will always love my mother, letting a little inquisitive, peculiar lad see movies that he probably shouldn't have been seeing at the age that he was seeing them. That's why I was able to
Look,
enjoy Alien.
I like dogs, and I don't like it when I see dogs go through shit like that in movies. It really upsets me.
Well, then
It
watch
just,
the one
which
with
is
the
it's
ox. Watch the
but
one with
that's
the ox.
that's why they do it. It's because it is like it's horrific.
yeah, it's like, oh my god. And then of course I find out at the beginning of the movie that they end up killing off Newt off screen. It's just
And Michael Bain.
yeah, him too.
Look, yo, real quick, at the risk. And by the way, every time I hear that guy's name, Michael Bain, I always want to give him his credit that he is the guy that pioneered the selfless badass lead guy hero. He did it.
Yeah, he
He
did.
did it. He did it in the Terminator, and he did it in Alien. He was the guy that came along that was there to protect the female lead, but eventually, because he's a balanced, evolved guy, he would show her how to handle weapons, take care of herself, and ultimately give his life so that she may survive. He profound roles that he played in both of those pivotal movies that starred, that starred legendary female leads.
Isn't it the guy that played Kyle Reese in the first Terminator?
Exactly.
Okay.
And by the way, and
Father of
back
John Connor.
Yep, I know.
and back to the Alien franchise, I wanted to throw out something at risk of having my idea stolen. By the way,
Mm.
and it is funny to go here, but my creative mind can't help where it goes and what it sees and what it feels like it's missing. It's so funny. But can you guys tell me who has never known the pleasure of a chest burster?
Why would I want to know that?
Wait, what?
There is a particular demographic, let's say, that has never known the pleasure of a face hugger and chest burster.
Mongolians?
Okay, we're getting on the track.
Lebanese people?
Well, I mean, you might want to look at Danny Thomas, but I mean, I don't. But let's just you know, not quite, not quite.
Hmm. The children.
Mm, They didn't confirm that with Newt, but I don't. But that's not where we're going. Should I just lay it out again?
Yeah.
Okay, I have
Yeah,
to
okay,
give.
all right. I'm gonna correct you on this. Alien or Aliens versus Predator Requiem. There is a scene right before the shit hits the fan where there is a father and son who are hunting in the woods and they both get attacked by face huggers. And then like the father, like right before the face hugger latches onto the father manages to shoot the face hugger and its acid blood gets on him and completely like amputates his arm right in front of his son. And then another face hugger shows up and latches onto his face and he goes down. And then the son gets a face hugger and then that's when everything goes dark. And then of like a little bit later, the face huggers are now incapacitated. They're on the ground. The father, of course, is dead because his arm was amputated, so he bled out. But the son is still awake, but he's like stumbling around, and then he feels a pain in his chest, and then you see the chest burster coming out from beneath his chest and you hear him screaming and then the chest comes out and blood everywhere and it's streaking and it like runs away and then it cuts to the next scene. So yeah, There is a scene in the Alien universe where a chest burster comes out of a child.
And folks, where are you going to get an elaborate confirmation of, in an elaborate way of saying, "Oh yes, they did attack children"? Then that
Yep.
one, folks.
Yep,
But
it did happen. It happened once. It happened
all right,
once. That's the only time it ever happened, but it did happen.
all right. So again, so you know who hasn't quite dealt with this,
Never had that release, if you will.
and it all comes down to this whole, to this whole thing that's the basis of the xenomorphs and what they do. DNA, genes, things like that. Are we there? Are we there with a legit guess yet, or are we? Should I just lay it out?
Black people.
Alrighty then.
I figured the whole time that's what you were getting, and I was just trying to.
No, no, there's
Harriet?
a scene. There's a scene in Alien Romulus where there's a black guy in like the scene where he's like in the water with a face hugger, and he says, "There's something in the water." What, you don't remember that?
Not
What
really.
I'm saying, but what I'm okay,
Kind of,
what
but
I'm,
not really.
but what I'm saying is, see what we hear in the breakdowns, because what I've seen from Alien, even into Alien Resurrection, is that any is that any one capable black guy that's in, that's ever been in these movies, they've like sacrificed themselves. They've just been outright killed by the xenomorph, or somehow they sacrifice themselves to help out the rest of the group. I've seen it at least happen like 3 or 4 times. I have not, and now they've gone as far as the last couple in the last movie to now in the series to make, to make them basically, to make the black people that you see for the most part synthetic, or even, or even a situation where it's like they have different things happen where it's like they have not, because like they say they take about 10 to 15% of, of the DNA, genes, so on and so forth, and it's like throughout all of these movies we have yet to see, even though funny, even though funny enough, the original xenomorph in the Alien movie was an extremely tall black man in that suit.
Wait, really?
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember if I don't. I swear, I don't know if we pulled up a photo of that last week or if I just looked it up myself.
But yeah. So I just find that very ironic that that is the real behind the scenes of it, but in front of the camera, I've never really seen like a xenomorph that was, that was basically born of an African American male or female. And then even in the comics, the one time where it really kind of happened in a way where to a black woman, she became the xenomorph goddess.
So not a queen, she's above that.
Way above that. And as a matter of fact, like in the comics, she was the vision, that a lot of people have in their dreams about that would signify the end of humanity. You know what I'm saying? And she ended up and she, this black woman, of all these people that were tested on, done different things, with the black ooze and all that type of stuff like that. All it took was a modified insect to bite, to bite her, for her to become, this xenomorph goddess. So that even, but again, I'm not going to keep going here with this because because then I'm just giving my whole idea away here. But
Sometimes you
yeah,
become Spider-Man, sometimes you become a goddess to a race of alien super killers.
yeah. So I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like that, That's saying something right there. And I don't know. And then, like I said, just the irony of who the original alien really was. It wasn't CGI. It wasn't effects. It was practical effects with a guy in a suit and like I said, an extremely tall black man.
I'd say there's
And
definitely
then when
been
you think
some
about the
practical
traits,
stuff in this show as well. There's definitely certain scenes where I'm like, that I don't think that's CG.
and I'm telling you, and I just think like the traits that they attach to the xenomorphs are something that you could call stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? In certain other places, hardened, vicious. You know what I'm saying? Just self. You know, say even to a self-destructive degree.
Hmm.
They'll destroy themselves to destroy you. You know, they find, you know what I'm saying, regardless, they will find ways to multiply.
Find ways, you say.
I mean, you look, you can have a queen create, they can have a queen create an egg, or they can basically take someone and basically eventually make them into an egg.
Which one was that? Where they had the people all webbed up? Was that aliens?
That's in any one of them, really. Well, you really didn't see too much. You saw a little bit of that in there, but like I said, you see a little bit of that in everyone, but then you see it more and more as as the movies went on. But there's always been a situation, but you never knew what was happening to them. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. Sometimes they were being held in place, but like I said, sometimes they say eventually, if a face hugger doesn't find them, they'll eventually become an egg themselves. And then a
Wait,
face hug. Sorry, go ahead.
was that established in the lore where like the
Yeah,
people would eventually become the eggs themselves?
Animorphs.
Wait, Animorphs. What
Yep.
what is that?
That's
There's
where
a TV
that's
show
where
in the 90s.
that's when that's when they grab people. They put them in they put them in that resin. They put them in the resin against the wall somewhere, and eventually they start to become an egg themselves, complete, complete with face hugger. It's less stable, of course, because you're doing that from you're creating that from another entity like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that is part of the lore.
Wow.
Ponder this question. I'll be back in a minute.
Uh,
No,
that is nightmarish.
yeah, absolutely, no question, no question, no question about it. No, it seemed like because of the planet and everything like that, and the lore of the planet, they're very hard. They wouldn't have to cannibalize each other. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have to. They're hardened. They can eat or not eat. You know what I'm saying? Like even those eggs. You know what I'm saying? They can be that way for thousands of years before they expire. And by the way, the blue mist is a fucking, you know what I'm saying, is a fucking signaling mechanism for those eggs, by the way. Got that confirmed in the lore.
The blue mist.
Like when you see a lot of eggs assembled and you see that mist, and then when they like would go into it, it was sort of like you would see it sort of read blue.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, it's been confirmed that that's more like a sort of like a spider web indicator type of thing, or or like a trigger indicator that so that someone's in the midst of that area.
To let them know that there's somebody that they can latch onto to
Nope,
bring.
nope, not the eggs so much. The xenomorphs. It lets them know that someone's in that egg area and maybe in danger and maybe possibly a threat to destroying those eggs, if anything.
Oh, okay.
See the eggs themselves, we've all confirmed. Once they, once they detect organic, a viable organic, organism to attach itself onto, they will start to react as soon, as soon as it's near.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing. It doesn't matter about the mist with them. As long as something gets close to them that they know is a viable organic, organism for them to attach onto, and and basically process, they will definitely they will react as soon as they confirm it.
Mm-hmm.
The blue mist, like I say, they gets the guards back in the area. And but by the way, I would definitely say a no to the eating each other thing. I would definitely say a no.
Yeah, I always thought that the xenomorphs would attack each other more for strategic reasons. Like they would do it because they need to have access to the acid in their blood to use that acid as like a tool or a weapon.
So say they've killed everybody on the ship. The ship's not going anywhere. What do they do then?
They
Do they
probably
just
go into like some
just
kind of like hibernation until
until
somebody shows up to investigate.
okay? Yeah, that would make sense.
From what the Lord says, their planet, the planet that they were on, once again, it just writes itself in a way that the planet that they were from. But basically, because of the harsh changes and things like that, it made them hardened. It basically, the planet they were from made them what so basically all of their qualities, their their biomechanical skin and everything like that. I mean, even the fact that they can eat metallic properties as well. So yeah, they wouldn't have to eat each other. They can actually eat metallic properties, which gives them their biomechanical, look and thing. So
Hmm.
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
this is all the Lord. The environment, whatever environment they get into, they can eat of that environment and actually and actually basically adjust to that environment.
hmm. I don't know. I would say that there is a lot of inconsistencies in the established lore.
Of course, always is. Fantasy is that way. Well traveled fantasy, well traveled myth.
Well, no, it just
Legend.
it conflicts with like the origins of the xenomorphs with like all the way in Prometheus, Alien Covenant.
Because people want a true origin and everything like that. I just They wanted to believe that David was a true origin, or maybe it was the engineer that was a true origin, and
Well,
everything like that.
at this point, I'd even have to ask, like, are the engineers even canon at this point?
What do you mean?
Well, like, is Prometheus considered canon?
Come on. Come on. Now you may not like a movie. You may not like a movie, but you can't act like that's not connected to the Lord, to anything. Like,
Look, I didn't say that I didn't like it. I do find some enjoyment out of Prometheus. I'm just saying, would the greater fan base of the Alien franchise consider Prometheus canon?
how would they see that? How would they not? What will make you, I mean, How would they not
I think
though?
I mean I think it is a bit of a mixed bag there, but I think that's also in part to the reaction to the movie. You
because
know,
are we
some
really
people I'm sure will just ignore it
because
completely.
are we really willing to believe that that it's all a creation of the Yautja?
What, that the Yautja created the aliens?
Yeah, are we secure with that? I wasn't secure with that.
I would not be okay with the Yautja creating the aliens, the xenomorphs. I would not be okay with that.
Okay, so I mean,
I like the Yautja. I think they're cool, but I would find it far more interesting if the Yautja came across the xenomorphs after they were already like invented or like created, and they found them to be a worthy prey. I would find that to be far more interesting.
yeah, exploitation. Yeah, I totally bought into the exploitation, but I did not. But I was not gonna buy into that they somehow like made them for expressly for this purpose. Like, nah, you
No.
know. So, but I will say that. So I mean, based on that, I still don't feel like I still really don't because when we talk about the furthest, the oldest footprints, you know what I'm saying? When we just talk about the story, we just talk about storyline and the oldest footprints seem to be the engineers. If I'm, you know what I'm saying, if I'm remembering correctly, the oldest footprint would be the engineers before, you know what I'm saying, before David. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I still say that they make those eggs. I mean, did they mean for this? I mean, like I said, that's what some people. I mean, I don't know. How does that not work? How does them deciding that humanity is? I mean, okay, is the whole thing that the end that Jesus Christ was an engineer way too over the line? Is that what fuck is that what does it? That type of stuff?
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I
I really
remember
should.
that at the beginning of the movie.
I should
Huh?
really need to rewatch Prometheus. It's been a
Oh,
long time.
sorry. We yeah, that was one of the things that they basically tried to go like, you know, Jesus was not only a carpenter, but he was an engineer. And when they realized that humanity, the people that they helped to, you know, create, I guess, you know, were, you know, had done this, they decided to bring a plague down upon them. And you know,
This ain't no frogs, motherfuckers. Locusts, none of that bullshit.
yeah, so I don't know. I think David came along, he saw what was going down, and he decided that yeah, I want to help further this. See, the thing is not to me about who created them. It's the sickos. It's the sickos that perpetuate, you know what I'm saying, their existence, you know, especially in this way. And constantly think that they can be weaponized and controlled. It's just that type of thing that is the thing for me because I think when you have people that are willing to keep this type of suffering going because they think they can make this into some type of super weapon for themselves, it kind of supersedes, it kind of like overwhelms and avalanches the origin story for me. I mean, it would be interesting that if we could find an origin story that would really kind of pull it together, you know. But the comics seem to go to a xenomorph prime. They seem to go to a whole planet that they had to themselves.
Like they came to be as any other species.
Yeah, and that their planet was such that it was rough and so forth that it created a lot of their qualities that they, you know what I'm saying, that they have. You know, the extremely tough skin, the extreme, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the survival tactics internally that they have and things like that. You know, it's just, but again, I
Just the
keep just telling
natural
you,
evolution.
exactly. It just seems to write it. But anyway, I'm just gonna keep. Like I said, I've already said it once. I kind of bear repeating that again, but I bear repeating. But I'm just saying it's kind of funny the way the way that kind of happens, and then it's like, and it's sort of weird for me. Like, why for the first time? For the first time for me, because no one else had ever did that. Had ever did that. It only been Sigourney Weaver, and then recently with Wendy. And then, but like I said, but the oddest one, I'm sorry, none of that seemed surprising. But the one that was really surprising was Morrow. To all of a sudden feel like, because he felt no fear, because he was trying, because he wasn't as fearful as most people are when a xenomorph rolls up on them, he didn't do anything to them. He didn't do anything to him. It just, I don't know. I could buy it, but my creative mind, it almost wants me to say it's something more to that. It could be a possibility because he's partially synthetic now, but it's just it just keeps dropping these coins into that to that creative bucket of mine that keeps saying like this information is building a concept for me, you know. But excuse me, I gotta get my charger before I'm out of here way too early.
Yeah. But I like
Okay.
that they gave us that little bit of humanity with Morrow as well, with the flashbacks with him reading the letters from his daughter.
Yeah.
She sort of aged, but then also that tragic letter he got where it told him that she died in a fire.
Hmm.
And it, somewhere on the letter it said, like, uh, year 8 out of 63 or something like that. It's like, goddamn. Like, you're not coming back to, she's going to be at the least very old by the time you get back. But
Hmm.
yeah, because he does he goes into cryo sleep like the others, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're essentially 63 years later still mourning the death of your daughter, because it's almost like it's still kind of fresh, depending on how much he's been awake that entire time. But
Hmm.
I don't know what the aging process is like for a cyborg, or if they age at all. I don't know. You would think they would, right?
I mean, sorry.
Oh, am I boring you, Charles? I'm
No,
sorry.
no. I was up late last night. No. I think I think a cyborg does age normally, but or at the very least they have a reduced aging or
Like it could
extended
be
aging
slowed down a
process.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, their aging is slowed. Unlike the hybrids where they don't age at all.
No, what they are now is what they're going to be 50, 60, 120, 1,000 years from now.
Yep.
Theoretically.
Yes.
It's not clearly, it's not a perfect science.
Oh, and speaking of the hybrids, I looked into who's playing the character Wendy.
Yeah.
That's Kyle Chandler's daughter.
Yeah. The new Green Lantern.
Wait, she's the new Green Lantern?
No, he is.
Kyle Chandler?
I'm fairly sure he's the lead of the new Lantern series.
Hold on, I'm gonna look that up. All right. I
If
thought
he's not the lead, he's definitely one of the main cast members. But
Green Lantern
I think
Corps.
he's Hal. Is he Hal Jordan? I think.
Green Lantern Corps series. All right. Crap. Oh crap. Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, that was an aggressive one. Uh, okay, yes, Kyle Chandler is playing Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay. What the
Come on,
fuck?
man. Keep up with the times. How
How did
did
I
I know
not
that? You
know
did.
that? Kyle Chandler playing Hal Jordan. That is an amazing casting choice. Oh, wait a
Like,
minute. Who's playing Sinestro? Ulrich Thompson.
I
Where do I
know
know
that
that?
name.
Yeah,
Banshee?
hold on. Wait, hold on. Is that the guy from Banshee? It is.
What's it, Proctor?
Proctor. Yeah, that's the guy from Banshee. He played
Huh.
the Amish guy that wasn't
No,
Amish.
yeah, like the rich, the guy who basically ran the town.
Yeah. He was Amish but not Amish, but yeah. Yeah, Kai Proctor. Yeah. He was the main bad guy. He's playing Sinestro? Oh man, that's awesome. He's gonna do great as Sinestro.
Yeah, I could see that going very well.
Yeah.
I really hope this is good.
Yeah, but yeah, hold on. Is that Oh, they already released a photo for Lanterns.
Really?
Yeah, it shows Hal Jordan and John Stewart.
Huh. So
Yeah.
I think it's meant to come out next year, I want to say.
Yeah, 2026.
And then the sequel to Superman was announced within the last couple days.
Yeah, called
Man
Man of
Tomorrow
yeah,
for
Man of Tomorrow.
2027.
Yep.
And the picture James Gunn announced it with was like a comic picture of Superman and Lex Luthor in like the what was it called, like the Superman Buster suit or whatever the fuck, like the that green like
Yeah, I'm
armor
familiar
suit
with the
thing that
suit.
he's got. Yeah,
I'm familiar with the suit, yeah. But if Man of Tomorrow is going to be anything like Superman, I am not looking forward to it
yeah, I know.
because Superman fucking sucked.
I enjoyed it. I know, I'm a piece of shit, but I did. I enjoyed it.
Oh, man. Just I don't know, man. I really didn't like the movie. I thought it was dumb.
Yeah, it definitely had there was some dumbness to it for sure. But
I don't know.
then I don't know. I just didn't. I guess I just didn't go in with really any expectation.
Yeah, David Cornsweat had big shoes to fill after Henry Cavill, and he did not deliver.
No, but then it's like I don't know. It's something we have to accept, or accept or don't. But these things, they're just going to change.
Yeah, I mean,
Like as I said with Marvel, who the fuck knows what's going to happen after was it Secret Wars?
Secret Wars and Doomsday.
Yeah, like it could be just a complete reset.
Oh yeah,
Probably will be.
the fact that they're talking about doing a complete reset of the MCU, I'm like, so what you're saying is that everything that came before doesn't matter. Uh,
Which I mean, depending on how they treat it, I can kind of get behind. Because
there
it
is
has been, it's been nearly like by the time it ends, it probably will be roughly 20 years since they started the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, much like a comic, which resets a lot, a lot quicker than that typically.
Yeah, but there are so many other storylines that they could end up covering, and yet they are not. They're
I mean, there's a
probably
lot
going to
they should have done already, but
yeah, they're going to hit the reset button, and they're just going to go right back to the Infinity Saga.
that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah, a different build up, but in another 12 years or whatever, we get there
Yeah.
again.
And they're going to have all new actors. They're going to replace everybody, and they're going to have all new younger actors in the role who can play these same characters for longer than everybody else. Because everybody who's currently playing these characters have all pretty much aged out of their roles. So they're going to go with people that are in their early 20s who can play these roles for like 10 to 20 plus years. And it's just,
Everyone except Hugh Jackman, because he'll be doing it till he's fucking 90.
yeah, I know.
Such a great joke.
It is. It's like till he's 90. Oh my god. I mean, they might keep some of the young actors like if they decide to bring in Daphne Keane to play X-23, they could use her because isn't she like 18? So she's young enough to continue playing that character for years to come.
Like 18, like maybe 20 at the most, I would guess. Yeah.
Yeah, 20 at the most. So because
Like
by the time
maybe slightly older, but around, like, yeah, still definitely young enough to play it for some time.
I'd say by the time that she would be done with the role, if they pushed for like 20 years, she'd be like 38, maybe 40 years old by the time she'd be done with it.
Yeah, it'll be it's gonna be interesting. Or
Yeah.
not. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't even know if they're going to introduce that character into the MCU. Well, actually, no.
Well, they did.
What they did in Deadpool, but remember,
Yeah.
Daphne X-23 didn't go through the portal with Deadpool or Wolverine.
No.
She didn't.
No, that's
She
the thing.
stayed into that whole like dimension with everybody else.
Yeah,
So
because
yeah,
technically Blade is in the MCU.
technically,
Like classic Blade,
yeah, but they're not bringing back Wesley Snipes.
which is
No,
fucking so stupid.
yeah, no matter how much we want him back, it's not going to happen.
Like Old Man Blade, you're printing money.
Yes. Look, I'm open to seeing what they do with Mahershala Ali as Blade. If they actually got off their asses and did something with that movie.
I don't understand how it's like. How the fuck has it not been made? It's not like it's not this deep thing.
Guys,
It's a guy killing vampires.
guys.
They have an easy win.
Who's that? Wait, Charles, I hear a voice. Who is that?
Yeah.
Is that you, God?
Guys, come on. Come on.
Is that you, God? It's me, Margaret.
I mean, we gotta stop kidding ourselves.
Renowned character actress Margaret Martindale.
Yeah.
We gotta start kidding ourselves, though. Seriously, you know why? For the same reason why we have so many trials with so many different franchises. And like I said, and I still feel like we have not had one meaningful try of even a real substantial, even animated, say big budget movie of the Thundercats. I'm just fucking telling you.
Thundercats have
you
to do with
and the goddamn Thundercats.
What the hell do you mean? What do you think it has to do with it? But it's the same reason why I'm saying, this whole thing with Blade has dragged his fucking feet.
Yeah, Blade is dragging its fucking feet, and who is to blame for that? It's fucking Marvel to blame for that.
But the thing about it is, again, and why does it feel like regardless of Black Panther and any of that, we're still dragging their feet. Why? Because of race. Because of this still outdated ass belief that black, you know what I'm saying, that black characters, black leads, predominantly black cast cannot carry a movie and make as much money as, you know what I'm saying, as a movie that is classically predominantly white or having white, you know what I'm saying, male or female leads.
Look, I've been saying it for a while now. When it comes to Blade, if they're that gun ho about diversity and representation, they literally have an easy win with Blade. They do.
Because I don't know about Trinity, but I
But
know
they
the
don't
first
want,
two. I'm fairly sure the first two made quite a lot of money.
They did.
but the people watching the movies want that. That's not what it's not what the movie
People
makers
fucking
want.
love Blade. They
But that's
love Blade.
but that's not what the movie makers want.
Oh my god! I like when Wesley Snipes was Blade. I mean, at least with the first two movies, they love them, especially Blade 2. Blade 2 was so goddamn successful.
What about if Michael Jai White would have gotten that role?
Oh my god, that would
Oh,
be even better. Oh my god, he would be.
how dare you? How dare you put
Oh,
ideas in my head that won't happen, but fucking absolutely should?
oh my god, man!
It almost
God
it,
damn you,
that's what I'm
Stone!
telling you guys. It almost did. It almost did.
God damn you! Putting that idea in my head, making me want Michael Jai White as Blade. Oh
It
my god,
almost happened.
that
It
would be
almost
so
happened instead
amazing.
of Wesley Snipes. It almost did. I shit you not.
I like Wesley
He's
Snipes as Blade, but Michael Jai White would be so fucking
like,
awesome as
like
Blade.
if you're gonna, if you're gonna replace Wesley, that's, I would say, the next best option.
Yeah,
No, I don't
absolutely.
know. But what I was
That's a guy who he gets nowhere near enough respect.
It's
and
fucking criminal,
what I'm
man.
telling you, what I'm telling you, he almost was like the original guy.
Oh,
I mean,
like
hell,
the,
he was
I mean,
Spawn.
yeah. Which is that why he didn't get Blade? Because they
I
were pretty close together. I think
I
Spawn was
don't
only like a couple years before,
I
maybe
forgot
1 year before.
I forgot what they said. I'm sorry. I forgot what they said, but it was like it was one of those things where it was like it could have happened. You know, it was like he was definitely around. He was definitely in that ballpark, and it could have happened. But I mean, Wesley Snipes was Wesley Snipes. He wasn't quite the name that. But I guarantee. But like you guys were saying, we all know that if he would have played Blade, yeah, he definitely would have been the name, no question.
Because
He
like
would have been.
he's constantly working, but they're all like much more like B level movies. A lot of action stuff and whatnot. Like he's definitely he's not hurting for work, but he should be at a much higher level.
But people would have seen. People would have definitely seen, and he would have definitely broke out. You know what I'm saying? As an action star, as a bona fide action star for sure. If he'd have done, I mean, but Spawn did. But again, all the action, all the stuff that we saw that he's adept at, that would have been fucking like, yeah. And I
That dude
forget,
has skills.
and I forget what threw it. The only thing I could possibly say, if anything, was again Wesley Snipes was already an established name before, you know what I'm saying, before taking on Blade. So if you had Wesley Snipes who I you know what I'm saying who has who probably who has some skills, he definitely has some skills,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, but and you
but
have
but
and then you have
Michael
a
J. White
name.
is a trained like professional fighter.
Oh, absolutely. And but then like I said, he just doesn't have the name.
Yeah,
Like he almost like I'm telling you, like Billy Blanks was almost there because he had legit skills. Billy Blanks was almost to superstardom as far as being an action movie star. You know what I'm saying? But the '80s was a crazy time when people were making movies, though.
a lot of cocaine, a lot of cocaine.
But Billy Blanks was definitely legit, and Hey, bless him. He found he was one of the pioneers of workout videos and shit like that in a certain way. And Tybo was born. You know what I'm saying? I mean, bless him for that.
And probably made a killing off that too.
Hey, look, it's still a cultural influence. Nas called Jay-Z a Tybo hoe. So I mean, the influence is just the influence was still there. Colin said 36 in the karate class. You Tybo hoe, trying to work it out. But
all right. Should we move on to? Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
Hold on. Okay. We probably should, but move on. But I don't want to get into too much of a rant about Boy Cavalier. He's supposed to be actually 15 now.
Wait, really?
If what I was looking at, some of the analyzations, if they're trying to act like he's supposed to be 15 right now, like, no. Because if he is, he's the absolute ugliest, awkward 15-year-old I've ever seen.
I'll give you 25 at best.
I mean, but what if he is? But what if he is perpetually 15 because he's copying himself?
I mean,
like somebody made a theory. Here's a theory that I'm going to put out here that I want to ask you guys about. That this whole transferring of consciousness is bullshit. That he's just copying. That he's just copying. You know what I'm saying? Information and things, and making it seem like this person's being transferred over into this synth body.
So sort of like he takes enough to make them recognizable as who they once were. But that's it.
But they're kids. They don't know who they are.
No, but I mean enough. Like,
no. What I'm saying is, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, as kids, they don't even know who they are, so they don't know. Like, see, the reason why an adult wouldn't work out, because an adult would know that it, you know what I'm saying, because an adult would recognize even as a consciousness, even they will recognize that this didn't happen. But this kid copy, they don't recognize that this didn't happen.
Yeah, there's definitely something to that. It goes back to the whole, was it adult brains are too stiff?
Yeah, but also, that's all cutesy and everything like that. But the thing that makes me feel this way even more than that is the fact of why would he purposely want Weyland Yutani's ship crashed into his city? Because he wants to, you know what I'm saying? Because he wants to colonize, you know what I'm saying? He wants to fucking colonize and take what they're doing. Because eventually the grift is going to be over, and real science is going to need to begin. Neverland will fall, you know what I'm saying? But he'll have all these millions, but people hating him because, you know what I'm saying, because it's all bullshit. And you know what I'm saying? And Neverland is what it represented in that old ass book that he reads. Nothing but dead, foolish kids.
I like that they address that too, with that scene where we were never told before that the like his head scientist, and I forget both his name and the English lady or whatever, Australian lady, whatever she is. Like, we were never told that they were married previously, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. It seemed like wait, what?
There was always talk of kids. There was always just talk of kids and everything like that. And they did seem to be like they were if they weren't together, they seem to be really close friends. So I mean, I try not to always go with the assumption when I see people interacting kind of, you know, say a little bit more that they may be together. I try to forego that assumption until I get a little more confirmation. But you can kind of see things, and he was speaking about kids, and then in the conversation where she asked him about kids, where Wendy asked him about kids and everything like that. So, you know.
And then, yeah, like he's just sort of out of the blue is like, you know, I'm saying this as your husband. And I was like, wait, what? But my point was during that scene, they mentioned like, you know, sort of like, you know, sort of where's the science in this and when is it, you know, like, is it science or did we just kill a bunch of kids? I can't remember the exact line, but so the first time it's actually been addressed, it's like, yeah, like what is the deal here?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, you have to think about somebody who reads from that book, and I'm gonna tell you something too. You can be a trillionaire, billionaire, but a perpetually 15-year-old kid is not going to give a single flying fuck about the old, you know what I'm saying, Peter Pan book. Only someone who is old enough to appreciate that old ass book can, you know what I'm saying, can appreciate that old ass Peter Pan book. Mm-hmm. And it's somebody who's been 15 for a long ass time, I think. But they say he's organic. They say he's organic, and he couldn't be by those eggs. He didn't seem to be worried about that, though. A so genius like the boy.
He's either stupid or there's something else going on.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm starting to feel like. Like I said, only an older guy who, you know what I'm saying, who could appreciate an old book like that, because otherwise Peter Pan is Peter Pan. And when you pull up that information, and he's going with the more updated version of Peter Pan, the Peter Pan cartoon, animated movie, not even the old ass one.
It didn't quite go as far as Hook, but
no, but I mean, but still, like the more classic one, the kids the retouched one, the kids remember, not the old ones from before. Like, yeah, so he's there with that, but somehow with the book, it's like he appreciates this old version of Peter Pan. Yeah, it's only somebody who's old enough to realize that a book like that even existed could appreciate that. And maybe a perpetually 15-year-old boy that possibly transferred, you know, a copy of his, you know what I'm saying, of his mind, a copy of it, not his actual consciousness, and certainly not soul.
Well, we got I think 3 episodes left, so it'll be interesting to see where shit goes.
Yeah.
I think it's an 8-episode season. Fairly sure. But yeah, 5 as far as like, yeah, doing a one of these sort of what do you call it? An episode that's not in like the current timeline, you know, where like it's a flashback episode, but I feel like there's a name for it. When they do like an episode that's, you know, not related to the ongoing point of the main plot, but anyway, the flashback episode that was 5 was fucking incredible.
But I will say this though,
essentially a short movie.
I will say this though, I think more than anything, I guess to kind of go back a little bit as we're closing out on this and possibly moving on to Dexter Resurrection, I would say that I think that with the T-Oculus, I think that if it's smart as they say it is, I think that it recognizes that an entity, if nothing else, an entity like the Xenomorph could wreck this entire ship with them on it, with it on it, and they could all perish. Of course, the Xenomorph wouldn't care, but maybe the T-Oculus does. So the potential that this being could fucking wreck this whole ship and basically threaten its survival is not something that it could deal with. So if nothing else, it's possibly recognizing that the xenomorph is a threat is a threat because of its just focus of basically destroying everything that's not it. Basically could end up basically wrecking the whole ship and it in the process. Now, does it care? Does it care about possibly it might be possible. It might be possible. Some people say distraction. Some people say it tried to warn about the, about the little buggies in the water. I think it's all about perspective once again. It's all about what you see and the angle that you're trying to take. I'll look at it like that. Why did it take over the cat? We'll never know. Maybe just a trick. You know what I'm saying? Why did it take over? But it took over somebody who was, who was bad for the situation. And I think anybody else who was going to try to contain the xenomorph rather than kill it, it was also trying to not kill them, but take them out because they were not going to serve the interest that the T-Oculus felt like, needed to be served at that point, that the xenomorph needed to be taken down. It did not need to be contained.
Hmm.
And maybe not because it likes these people and it wants to save these people. It just wants to save itself, if nothing else.
All about self-preservation.
More than, like I said, more than anything. Even if you strip all the other things away and say that this thing does not care about humans, it does not want to save their lives. It's not that, but certainly it's not trying to take over as the dominant species on this ship. It is trying to make sure that it survives the ride that it's taken. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Apparently, the thing could possibly escape at any goddamn time. Because like someone else said on YouTube, I mean, that crew was definitely a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like
so,
that broad, it was so assertive and like, I'm the captain now. And then at the first sign of something terrible, basically just broke down completely.
So yeah, it's just I would still say, I mean, like I said, those are things that are always going to stick with me. Boy Cavalier is always, I mean, he doesn't, like, to me, it's not even about the way he looks or that he looks obnoxious or that he looks like he could be a handsome kid and I would still feel like that just performative, whimsical arrogance about him. Away with you and all this bullshit.
That scene when Wendy came in, I think it was Wendy came in to talk to him, and he was like laying down, like throwing a ball up in the air, and he pointed with his fucking foot where to sit. I was like, I hope you die. Yeah.
See all of that. Yeah, I know it's meant to get under people's skin, but see, those are not the things that get under my skin. It's the smiley like assurance that he thinks he is smarter than everybody that he encounters. Like that's the thing.
It's a smug arrogance.
No, it's more than a smug arrogance. It's a fucking assured, just definity in his. You know what I'm saying? An assured definiteness in his mind that he's smarter than everybody he's encountered. But like he said, he looks at this old Peter Pan book, which I have no doubt probably has some of those real things or those rumors that we hear about of what Peter Pan was really like in there. And I'm pretty sure that the way that book looked, yeah, it probably did have some of those old about how
almost definitely, because like the newer one was Disney, right? And I think the majority of the stuff they used to put out based on things like that was extremely sanitized.
I mean, yeah,
Like
and he.
there's a few of them. Like I think the Little Mermaid. There's a whole bunch of them. Like the original stories are dark as shit.
I'm just trying to tell you, my investigative journalistic mind almost puts me to where Peter Pan was most popular. I'm not sure what era he was in when he was 15 years old and got sick. You know, um, but it was in some era where Peter Pan was really popular. You know, and he was
So
so.
we're probably looking at what, like if we're going by the book, probably at the latest early 1900s.
I mean, I don't know how did he become aware that old book exists? Not sure. Being a trillionaire, yeah, you could discover it if you're that obsessed with Peter Pan. But
Yeah, it
you,
could be, or it could even be a thing, like, just as like in a uh in what I forget what year we're in now. It's 2100 something, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so let's
yeah,
say it was 2050. He was, 4 years old in he found a box in an attic or something of his great grandfather's belongings or something, this book, and he gets obsessed with it.
hmm,
But
the-
yeah,
yeah. But then it gets so locked into where he really tries to invoke being Peter. I mean, even when talking to her, even down to the mothers. Oh, I really don't like mothers. Like, oh my god, like you really like, and I feel like it makes me feel like more and more that he knows the worst of Peter Pan. He knows what the worst of Peter Pan is.
I mean, look at what
He
he's
knows.
doing. He clearly knows. Yeah, he's not averse to dark shenanigans.
But like I said, see, but the hook is a little different because people don't understand. People don't look at Hook the way I look at Hook, and the way some other people look at Hook. Like he felt like Hook and his crew. Some people feel like Hook, and I can agree with that. Like Hook and his crew are lost boys that grew up, that survived Peter Pan, grew up, and became resentful of Peter Pan and determined to take him down.
Rebellious, yeah.
No, it's more like they believed in his lies, and then when he
Uh,
couldn't kill
maybe
them.
not, maybe not rebellious, vengeful.
Yeah,
But
they believed in his lies. He couldn't kill them. He wasn't able to kill them, and they grew up. And they, you know what I'm saying, they thought they never would grow up, and they grew up, and he tried to kill them, and basically they didn't die. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. They say now the story says that Hook lost that hand because of the TikTok alligator, right?
yep.
Okay. What if not?
Hmm.
What if not? What are those olden stories? He lost it. He lost it by old Pete himself.
I think I have to do some reading up on Peter Pan before the next show.
Yeah, at some points they call him a demon kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I mean the reality of what he was a child. He was a, you know what I'm saying, a boy who never wants to grow up. So he's not going to be adept at taking care of kids. What they should be eating, what they should be doing, and everything like that. He's not going to be adept at that. And much like Boy Cavalier, Peter Pan would lead these, you know what I'm saying, would lead these lost boys and girls, you know, into battles with grown angry pirates.
Like it's sort of, too it's not too far off the Pied Piper, really, which is also some weird shit.
But see, that goes to another thing. Where I really feel like that he's a guy that when I see him, the way he dresses at certain points and everything like that, I just feel like he's perpetually this 15-year-old kid who got sick like they did, and maybe he had his that maybe he had his that maybe he had his a copy of his memories, you know what I'm saying, implanted on through someone who seems perpetually youthful or whatever, because that kid definitely ain't 15.
Kai and
That
Friends says, watch out for butt pirates.
Yeah, we can take that angle, but I take more of the angle of
I was just putting it. It's always good advice. Always
yeah,
beware.
yeah, but I take more of the angle of a kid who was sick like them and has been on this journey. He's been perpetually 15, being transferred. I mean, who could say? Because again, it's corporate bullshit, man. Who could say that boy Cavalier? You know, see, once once you get all this money and you get in this position, you can name yourself whatever you want. Who was he really? And has this always been his form? I'm starting to more and more feel like that he did something to himself. You know what I'm saying? Also, like he dresses like he dresses like the perpetually sick kid in his pajamas, in his robe that was around there being treated all the time. You know what I'm saying? As a 15-year-old kid before whatever happened to him happened to him. And then and like I said, the sabotage shows me that this whole thing of whose humanity science is going to win out. Obviously, he feels like there's something to be won in Weyland-Yutani's, you know what I'm saying, research. More than what's, you know what I'm saying, more than what he has in his own research and his own successes. He feels like there's something there that he can do. And apparently there's something that he's already done when it comes to Wendy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the answer. I don't know. Yeah, he has certain frequencies and whatnot, but yeah, the whole connection to the xenomorphs. I'm very intrigued as to what that's going to result in.
I would probably say certainly the black substance is going to rear its head somewhere in this. I predict.
Wait, Charles's friend?
Oh no.
Possibly.
Oh.
Maybe that's where he's from.
So you're telling me that my old friend that lived inside a bucket next to my house was xenomorph goo.
Possibly.
Oh my god.
The old friend that lived in a bucket next to my house. Just the phrasing. Oh.
But
that sounds like the opening to like a SpongeBob-esque cartoon.
It does, like, yeah, something from Nickelodeon from the 90s or something.
Yeah, like, you know how it goes, like, who lives in a pineapple under the sea, and it's like, who lives in a bucket next to my house.
But I'm telling you,
the bucket of sludge. Bucket of sludge. Who eats up the pebbles he sees. Blackie, the bucket of sludge.
All right, Stone, we're done.
All right, I think so. I'm telling you, no, we're good. I'm telling you, man. Weyland-Yutani usually bothers me, but I don't know, more and more, man. That fucking boy Cavalier is fucking. He bothers me more and more, like every time. And it's just not even on I wish I could go there and be on like some pervy or some PDF shit, but it seemed like it's something much more it's more like psychotic than that.
Yeah. There's something very twisted going on.
And I just think that I don't even
more
think
than
that
just, more twisted than just, murdering sick kids and
I think he's
quote unquote transferring them into robot bodies.
I think when we find out who Boy Cavalier really is, will give us a lot of context. I think he's soulless without, you know what I'm saying, without being a synthetic. But I think he's soulless. I don't know if he's completely synthetic or not, but I think he's soulless for sure. And I think he
Oh,
masks.
yeah, there was no emotion going on there, no capacity for feeling.
But I think he masks. I think he masks that in being this carefree kid. I think that's a ploy. I think the big shocker. I think one of the big reveals, one of the big shockers, will be who Boy Cavalier really is. I think that'll be one of the things that'll be like, whoa, like what the fuck, like what in the hell is this type of shit? Like I truly believe that. I truly do. Because because he tries to mask it too much in being this whimsical kid. You know what I'm saying? In a way, but whimsical kids don't become trillionaires. They don't become fucking trillionaires.
I was going to say Richie Rich, but that wasn't his money.
And
Fucking
they didn't have the money in the vault on the house's property. They had the money
No,
in banks.
but they did have a McDonald's.
Yeah, and they also apparently had a scientist on the property as well who did all kinds of inventions that Richie
Yeah.
Rich like hung out with all the time.
She's like, okay, whatever.
That was a weird movie when I was a
It
kid.
it was. I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid, but it's a movie I can fairly vividly remember. I don't know if I watched it a lot as a kid or what. Like I think it was on TV a fair amount. So
Yeah, but no, it's just I remember it quite vividly as well. I remember when they went to the vault and they were going like, "Where's all the money?" And it's like in banks.
she's like,
Yeah,
do you think we just like yeah, we're rich, we're not stupid.
all
yeah,
right.
We still go by the rules of society.
yeah.
All right. Well, if we are good on Alien Earth, I am
Well,
just
we're talking about Richie Rich. I think it's time to move on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
So let's go to Dexter.
I'll start off by saying that I'm just gonna go ahead and get it out that Jim Jim's track of thought was so much more compelling. I honestly was expecting it to be true, and it
Oh,
wasn't. And it, and
wait.
it
Oh,
truly and it
wait?
truly wasn't. And
Do you mean his fake spoilers?
no, not fake spoilers. I'm talking about the compelling thought that Prater actually knew that he was the Bay Harbor
Oh,
Butcher.
I thought
yeah.
that was me that thought he was the Bay Harbor Butcher.
It was you?
Yeah, I thought it was me.
Oh,
Yeah,
well then,
because I mean, like earlier in the season when like all the serial killers were still alive, there were like subtle like glances that Prater would make towards Dexter that made me think, you know what? I think he already knows that Dexter is not the Dark Passenger.
Yeah, these little sort of almost knowing glances he would give
Yeah,
him from time to time.
yeah. I was like, yeah, I think he already knows that Dexter isn't who he says he is.
And it's like, yeah, I remember thinking, I don't know about Charlie, because she was sort of like, she's definitely suspicious at the very least. Whether she knows or not is, whatever. But just, yeah, given how easily or whatever I don't know how easy it was for them to find all these people, but just, yeah, the resources they have, what they are able to find out, how could they not, and in the age of like, okay, we do like you know, he's got a security camera image of, like the first time Dexter turns up to his party, he's got a picture, he's gonna like search that on the internet or something, immediately come up with, you know, the article about Dexter dying at sea or whatever, or an obituary or something. But no,
Yeah, I
as we
didn't
find
think
out in
about that. I
episode
was
8,
like,
they didn't know shit.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. It's like, what the hell, man? It's just like you didn't do your due diligence. What the fuck?
Just a quick Google reverse image search, like
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, exactly. It's like, what the fuck?
And like obviously the phones, which I thought the phone would come into a thing, like that he would be tracking them, like keeping track of the messages that were being. No, none of that.
I think Prater is a dumbass.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, but
Um,
no. Oh, go
well,
ahead.
I Harrison, I don't know, man. He irks me sometimes.
Well, I'm only going based off of his like performances and his like whole thing going on in this show specifically. So I don't really know what he did in New Blood, but
My opinion changed in this,
for the
but
better or for the worst.
for the better.
Okay.
But sorry, what were you going to say?
I don't know. I kind of liked Harrison in this show. I liked him.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I did not like him in New Blood. In this, he kind of grew on me.
he's he's too paperboy for me. He's too 1950s paperboy style for me.
Oh, gee, Dad, what are you doing? I'm sorry, son. It's just I'm the Bay Harbor Butcher. That's what I do.
He just always got that. He's got that look on his face, like a lot of the time, like he just got those expressions to where you could
Like the deer in headlights.
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna call it right now. If Harrison becomes a cop, I don't think he's going to be the one to catch Dexter. I think he's going to use his position as a police officer to cover for his dad.
Yeah, which would I mean, I guess that would also require a significant time jump in the show because it's going to be what does anyone know like what like the training time for a police officer is like by the time you go
no,
through the
stop.
it's going to be at
Let,
least a year or 2 years or something, right?
let's not, because that's the thing about the police force itself. No one really knows. No one really knows anything. I
Well,
can't even.
sometimes some guy walks in off the street and they're like, "Here's a badge, welcome aboard."
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they teach him how to shoot at least. But
Well, yeah,
but anyway, I just feel like for me, I just feel like there's no if there was a physical requirement, to qualify, it's only at the academy, not like the military where you're constantly being checked on and to be maintained, to take a physical training test to make sure you're maintaining physical, a high level of physical fitness, and not just becoming a fat slob and still thinking you're going to be in the military. Like it's weird, but these guys, they get in somehow. We're not even sure of the training. I think it's more about shooting, how to how to handle real world scenarios, and possibly maybe some level of physical requirement. I doubt it's a great deal.
I mean, you've seen the videos of like these tiny lady cops who just like are defenseless.
But you
So
they can still
I don't know
climb,
what the physical requirement is.
they can climb over over a wooden wall.
It's like, yeah, you can
So
climb over a wall, but can you like subdue someone who might be trying to kill you or others? No. Well,
well,
we'll find out when it happens.
I mean, I think they're teaching the Vulcan Death Grip at the police academy these days. I'm not. Don't quote me on that.
I mean, that's not a bad one.
But I'm just saying to give a unique example of why he just so and irks me. Also, it's like, do we know, was he a virgin before he got out with the college tour guide?
I mean, it was never put forward, but it's almost like a sort of kind of seems like it.
because it seems like whenever they're
Also,
together,
kudos for Dexter for bringing titties back to TV a little bit.
but it's like that's the one thing that gets me about little Paperboy there. Like whenever they're together, the thing that you see is, like she said, his mouth being full of her.
that was so great. Harrison, come to the phone right now. His mouth is full of me. And then obviously Dexter was just like, yeah, this is Dexter, his dad. She's like, oh God.
But I mean, it's just like, come on, man. It's like that dude is just like, okay, are you? I mean, are we actually having sex? Or are you getting off on the fact that she just that she just enjoys so much of you just doing that? Like, it's just so, like, God, you were such a fucking like. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why certain people like to write certain people. Like, a person can be different from a person in a way, and their personality shines through without them being just like this fucking little. Like, it's just the way they make him just so. I mean, just so puppy dog. Just like I said, just so 19s G golly whiz Paperboy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the look at always on his face, that haircut. Like you're in New York. You're working at a hotel and you still got a haircut. Like you're, you know what I'm saying? Like you're working a summer job. Like your dad, like your dad has a better haircut than you do. Huh?
What's a New York haircut?
I'm not saying it's a New York haircut, but New York has different, you know what I'm saying, different places, style, fashion places where you can get a better idea of what, you know what I'm saying, of what hairstyle might fit you, but there's no New York cut unless you're talking Goomba. Anyway. Unless you're talking about a hair.
Sorry, I cut you off.
At least about the kind of hairstyle that, you know what I'm saying, that got old boy, you know what I'm saying, in Dexter's, you know what I'm saying, in Dexter's kill room, and Dexter's makeshift kill room. You know what I mean?
One of my favorite things about the original show was whenever they would show Dexter as a 16-year-old, it's just like late 30s or whatever, Michael C. Hall with a wig on, and then he's like, yep, this is good. He looks 16. This is fine.
Oh, God.
But Kai and Fred says, make titties great again, as if they ever fell out of favor. They did. I swear to God, it's all about just showing dicks now. They never show tits.
Well, no.
Just dicks all over the place, but you never see tits anymore. It's fucking like, what happened?
Have you ever heard of a show called Animal Kingdom?
I heard of. Is it just 100% tits always, all the time?
No. A lot of gratuitous male ass on that show.
Oh well, yeah. It's all like male nudity is just like, yeah, let's go hog wild.
No,
Well,
women are always covered.
You really shouldn't watch the Toxic Avenger then, because there is
that's different. I saw a clip of that. That's different.
Yeah. There's a scene in that movie where somebody whips it out and does the windmill.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that. I did see the Avenger himself whip it out and have to piss himself out of the
there's
situation.
that. There is, but there's a scene where just some regular Joe whips it out and does the windmill.
That's fun. Like, dicks can be funny.
Yeah.
Like, there's almost nothing funnier than just a random dick.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
that's another thing. It's just like this is something that I wanted to bring up. I'm going off topic of Dexter, but I had to bring this up. First episode of Peacemaker season 2, the fucking orgy scene.
I've heard about this. I haven't, because people are like, oh, James Gunn is sick. He makes people watch a family-friendly Superman movie, and then Peacemaker is sick and adult, and kids are watching.
Look, I understand that Peacemaker is more tailored towards adult audiences. I get that. But is that orgy scene even really necessary? I mean, you can have an adult oriented scene and have no gratuitous nudity or sex. You can. I mean,
Well,
look,
is it even an orgy then?
it isn't. Well, the thing,
It's just a bunch of people hanging out.
no. My only reason I'm bringing this up is that the orgy scene contributed nothing to the plot. It was just there for just because they could. And
So
I'm
what
sorry.
was like what
I'm,
was the context? Because I don't know the context because obviously I haven't seen it yet. But what like
um
what was
there
the, like it's an orgy scene, but what was it?
there like Peacemaker was going like I think his name is Chris. There he was going through some emotional shit at the time,
Hmm.
and in order to deal with it, he invited some people over to have a party, and everybody was like having sex and doing that kind of shit, and he was ignoring everybody at the party. He was the only one clothed. He was not naked. He had a shirt on, some shorts, and he was just walking through his house while everybody was having sex and doing sexy time. And he walked up to his dimensional portal doorway to like go in there, and he walked through the doorway and then closed the door behind him while everybody else was having sex, and then it cut to the next scene. And
Okay, well it's an attempt at comedy, is what I'm gathering from it.
it was a little more complicated than that, but I mean, you'd have to see it to understand it.
Okay,
But
which I probably will watch
I
tomorrow.
still say that the orgy itself contributed nothing to the plot. It was just there because they said, "Oh, this is a mature oriented show. Let's go all out and just have a fucking orgy scene." It's just, I mean, I'm like, dude, if you're going to put that shit in there, it needs to have a reason for the plot. It needs to. If it doesn't have a purpose for the plot, then don't fucking do it.
I feel like season one had some random like sex scenes and shit though.
I barely remember season one.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like I remember really liking it, but
You
I
know, I liked it too. I liked it too, but just
got some
fucking
good laughs out of that one.
that fucking orgy scene just to me just felt completely unnecessary. I mean, going back to Game of Thrones, Amelia Clark said it best. Don't do nude or sex scenes unless it pushes the story along. Now that's paraphrasing, but like she didn't want to do like sex scenes or nudity scenes unless it was there for story reasons, which is why she stopped doing it. And I gotta respect her for doing that shit.
Yeah,
It's
but it
just,
also gives her character one of the most unforgettable first appearances on any show ever.
yeah,
'Cause goddamn was she hot and goddamn was she nude.
yes, absolutely. It fucking sucks what happened to her career after it was done with Game of Thrones.
What do you
Everybody
mean? She did Terminator Genesis, the most beloved movie of the series.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's so amazing. But no, it's just like everybody thought that she was going to become the next Hollywood starlet. Yeah. No, that didn't happen. It's like, oh my God. Oh, like she went to like, what was it like? Secret Invasion? Yeah. We all saw how that turned out. And then she ended up doing like a bunch of like low tier movies, like
Just like
Terminator.
shitty like rom-coms and crap like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's what happened. I don't know what she's doing currently, but yeah, it is so disappointing that someone who played Daenerys Targaryen in one of the most successful shows imaginable had a career drop off so spectacular as her.
And is
Oh,
genuinely like she's it's not like oh like she got famous for this TV show. She was okay in it, she's a genuinely good actress.
she is, and it's so disappointing to see her career turn out this way. It really is. I was really rooting for her. I really was. And then Terminator Genesis happened, and lo and behold, look at what happened. Yep. Man, Terminator franchise. It either makes careers or it breaks careers.
Yeah, there's really no in between.
Nope. Oh man.
How did we get there?
Uh
Yeah.
we were talking about the orgy scene in Peacemaker.
Yes, but how did we get there?
Oh yeah. We were talking about Dexter, and you were talking. We were making a
Oh
comment.
yeah, Dexter's bringing tits back.
Yeah,
Too much male dick and ass on TV.
yeah, because I was talking about
Um,
somebody doing the windmill in Toxic Avenger.
yeah, because again, like there's been many scenes in a comedy where there's just a random dick, and it's so fucking funny. I don't know why. There's just something funny about dick. Like it's just a funny thing. Like there's nothing like if a chick whips her tits out, I don't think there's really any situation you could have where that would be funny. But just a random dick in a comedy movie or whatever, it's hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like like dudes like tits, but dicks are funny.
Yeah,
Everybody loves a good dick joke.
that's why Stone doesn't have an opinion. He's not here right now.
Yeah,
He's
yeah. He
stepped.
ki- he bowed out because he was like, "Yeah, these guys are talking about stupid shit, so I'm gonna leave."
Dicks are not funny. Dicks are beautiful. um, okay, uh, so we're talking about Harrison and his muff diving abilities, being a
Yeah.
deer in headlights.
Oh my
Like
god.
overall, I've been okay with him this season.
Yeah, he's not bad. I just I'm still not sold on his whole relationship with the tour guide from the college. That kind of happened a bit too quickly.
Yeah, because like pretty much from the first moment she came across him, she was basically just like, like,
She
without
was
saying
she
it,
was
just like I
she was
need you
basically
inside me.
crawling all over him from the moment they
Yeah,
met. It's just that kind of came off as a bit weird to me.
like oh, you want to go to college? Fuck me.
Yeah, exactly. That is verbatim what happened right there. It's just like,
It's
oh
like he's not an ugly dude, but like what is so appealing? You've got like he hasn't
I
given you
think I
anything.
think what was going on there is that they needed to give Harrison a romantic interest, and that's what she
Yeah,
is. She's the token romantic interest.
and it did lead to that great scene when when he's staying at Dexter's place and she's there. Dexter comes back and things get very awkward because they sort of start talking about doing something, and
Although
Dexter's sort of like, "Oh, what are we doing?" And then he sort of realized
I
like,
do have a
"Oh,
theory.
it's
I
not
do
me.
I do have a
You meant you
theory.
guys."
Um, I think if this show makes it to a second season, they're going to give her more than just her being the token love interest. Remember, she had mentioned that she has excuse me, she has aspirations of becoming a detective, but because of her nerve damage in her arm, she will not be able to become a detective. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't have the skills to become the detective skills.
That's true.
So I think she is going to start noticing things about Dexter, and she's going to perform her own investigation into Dexter. And she is going,
Do you think she'll be the next casualty?
I don't think she's going to be a casualty, but I think she's going to find out the truth about Dexter. And
And,
I
and her
think
reaction is going to be up for debate.
I think what's going to happen is she's going to find out. She's going to start to suspect something about Dexter. She's going to tell Harrison about it, and Harrison is going to try to be. He's going to end up being dismissive about it, which is going to end up creating a rift between her and Harrison. And then she's going to end up being suspicious of both of them, of Harrison and
I
Dexter.
think I think your dad's kind of weird. He's like, what? No.
Yeah, she's going to start suspecting that maybe Harrison is involved with whatever Dexter is doing, and yeah, that could end up causing some complications. Remember, one of Dexter's like rules in the code is don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
Yeah.
Kind friend says she could become a detective. Well, she's already a great detective. She found that thing super quick.
Oh yeah.
That investigation was over in in an instant.
Yeah, I'd say in all of like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
I timed it.
I bet you did. You grown up perv.
I mean, come on, she's hot. I mean, what do you expect me to
She
do?
is. That's
Yeah.
why I was like, you tease me with those tits just a little bit, you fuckers. Come on. It's not fair.
Although I will say that she is no Jamie Murray.
Jamie Murray. God damn it, I know that name.
She was the brunette that Dexter was involved with in the main show when him and Rita were kind of on the rocks.
Oh, yep.
And she also had the British accent.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
character pissed me off. Lila.
yeah, her name was Lila. Yeah.
Or as Deb called her, pardon my tits.
Yep. Pardon my tits. Yep. Yeah. Look, Jamie Murray is very attractive. I've always liked her, and
Yeah, like
the
she's
actress.
definitely attractive, but god damn that character. I hated that character so much.
Yeah. I was very happy when Dexter finally followed her to Paris and then killed her.
Yeah, like because it was sort of getting to it. I was like, oh, surely they're not just gonna let this go. And nope, no, he took care of that.
Yep, he did. Yeah. I also liked her in the science fiction show Defiance. I
Never
liked
seen this
her.
one.
Yeah, I liked her a lot in that show because reasons.
More teddies.
No. There was no nudity in that show, but
Oh,
it was on Sci-Fi Channel. But
okay.
they ended up skirting the boundaries a lot.
Little bit of side boob.
That yeah yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely heard the name Defiance before.
You probably either heard of the show or the video game because they kind of had a whole like thing where like the events of the show would affect the video game and the events of the video game would affect the show. But
That's cool.
it was cool for like less than a year until they said fuck it and the video game went off and did its own thing and the show went off and did its own thing. And that whole plan of where each thing would start to affect it, that all went out the window and they just didn't do it anymore. It
I
didn't
mean,
even
it's
it
got to
didn't even
be pretty tricky to try and
yeah. It was a
manage.
it was a cool concept, but in actual implementation, it completely backfired. And the show lasted 3 years before they canceled it, and then the game continued for several years after the show ended until they finally shut down the game. So Defiance is gone. So
Shut down as in like you just can't. It's not playable anymore. Or
nope, it's
maybe
gone.
if you like, is it like one of those like if you've got it, you can still play it, or it's just
Oh no, the servers were shut down years ago.
ah
Yep, it's
yeah
gone. So if you have the game in like your Steam library, like you basically have a glorified digital paperweight.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah that sucks.
Yep.
Is she British? that true? Like, is she actually English, or was it just
Oh,
an
she
affect for
played
the
an
show
alien.
for Dexter?
She played an alien in the show.
Okay.
The thing is that she was a hot alien in that show. She was basically like the best. Like she looked human, but her alien species, I can't remember the name of them, but they basically looked like albino humans.
Oh my God! Look at those scales. Insert the GIF of DiCaprio biting his fist.
Yeah, she didn't have scales. I don't think so.
I was just thinking alien. That's the first thing I went to.
No, but no, she had like pale skin, she had white hair and white eyes. And yeah, but she was like with the makeup work in that show, like she was really fucking hot in that show.
Like, it's not my normal thing, but yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, but she was also her character was also the wife of Tony Curran's character.
Hmm.
And Tony Curran was an asshole in that show. He was like a crime boss.
Hey yo.
Oh, Stone, welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be.
Yeah, we didn't even know you came back. We
No.
were talking about Jamie Murray and how hot she is.
Who, for reference, Stone, you saw the original Dexter series, right?
Yes.
Remember the English broad from season 2?
Oh, okay. I think I do.
Yeah, her. Boing. Sorry, that sound was my little boner going off.
I'm just saying. If you need that, I got it. I got the sound effect for your feeling that.
Like, where were you the last 10 minutes? There was like a million applications for that sound effect.
Oh, sorry. I can't look. I don't want to break the button. You know what I'm saying, for you guys being pervs, though.
Pretty much as soon as you were going, we're just like, fucking tits, right, Charles? Charles like, yeah, those fucking tits.
Oh, God.
Good times. Anyway, Harrison, not so bad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, look, he's fine. I just feel like he's just a little bit like they were trying too hard to make it, you know what I'm saying, to distinguish him. And oh God, okay. Our you know what I'm saying, our good lady detective. I mean, were you surprised at the gala?
Oh,
With the
like
dress?
when she started dancing?
Well, no, but that whole thing was just a weird series of events. I guess I still couldn't imagine that in 2025 that any sort of function would be playing Staying Alive still, but I mean it's possible.
I mean, come on, Staying Alive is a classic.
And at the place I work, they actually do play it on the store radio. Like, I hear it probably at least once a day.
I mean, hell, yeah.
But see, you're from a place that's rumored that we could dig down, we'd reach you.
God, this again.
Like if we
Leave
dig
me
deep
and my people alone. Why are you gonna be like
just saying.
this?
I'm just saying your world's upside down is all. I'm just saying.
It's true. Every day I'm just gripping that dirt, hoping for the best.
Nah, I'm just kidding. But no, that is a classic. But I still wouldn't imagine, like, unless you were I mean, it still survives and lives, and certain things I just didn't think at a function at this point that people was to be playing. But I mean, it was just kind of funny. I'm just talking about just her popping out in her formal gear. You know what I'm saying? While still being
like just all of a sudden when that here's this very uptight kind of very particular person. Like now she's in this flowing red dress. Still
no,
not very much willing to have a good time, but
no, she's organic. She's organic AI, bro. She's an organic
essentially,
computer.
yeah. Basically, yeah.
Say it's like I am leaving. This is a waste of my time. I have better things to do, like sleeping.
Input staying alive.
I'm like, as soon as she heard that song, it's like all of a sudden she just throwing her sash and all her things. She's got to get in there and immediately start going John Travolta.
Like if it was revealed that she is a synth, I'd be like, yeah, seems about right.
No, look, I would say you can say synth or whatever they did to create Major Pain. Like, because he's not what you would call a normal human.
Oh God, no. Yeah.
So I'm just like, but let me see what else can I think of here? I would just, I don't know. I really have to say that I honestly that storyline, whoever came up with it, if it was you, Charles, I apologize, but that storyline is so compelling of Prater having a feeling or some kind of, because and the reason why I believe in it so much, because you would think money, if nothing else, money can at least tell me, about every known serial killer that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, he may not be able, you may not thought the Bay Harbor Butcher was able to be accessed, but you could still know. There would still be information. There would still be things, rumors, other things, what has been said about it, and so forth. It's like it's not cut and dry. It can't. It's no ways cut and dry in everybody's world except Batista's.
Which
he can't be the only one.
Rest in peace.
He can't be the only one. He can't be the only one who thought Dokes didn't do it.
Oh, let me ask you this. What did you think about me and Jim being so subtle about that spoiler?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking Damian.
Wait, in the chat or on that show you did?
No, in the chat. Yeah, because Jim told me that you were pissed that he spoiled
No.
the death for you.
No, I believe pissy. No, I believe pissy little bitch is what I read.
Wait a minute. I'm confused.
He's being a pissy little bitch. That's what I thought I read. I'm sorry. That's what I thought I read.
That was recent. I remember that Jim had said
He's always calling something.
that Damian was pissed that Jim had spoiled Prater's death in.
Yeah, he doesn't. And he's being a pissy little bitch about it. That's what I thought I read. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Maybe I'm misreading it. I don't know. But I don't know. It's just when Jim had posted that when Prater had died, I had not seen the episode yet, so even I got mad. And then
but that was the week before. That was the day the episode where Angel died came out.
Yes.
But hold on.
I hadn't watched the episode yet when Jim initially posted Prater's death.
But
And I really thought that Prater was the one that died. So I
Yeah,
got
I
mad. I
I had the
got mad.
yeah, I didn't see that till after I watched the episode because I had the chat muted just on the off chance someone accidentally said something. I stayed
Oh,
away from that
okay.
and the
All
internet
right.
that day.
All right. Okay. All right. So it's actually me that got mad. All right.
but all these episodes were available for binge long before now, right? Or they're coming out
Uh,
just week to week.
no,
It's
they were
coming out
weekly.
week
Yeah,
to week. Yeah. But no, I got mad and I was like, all right, fine. I'll watch the episode. So I watched it. And then after I saw what actually happened, I sent a message to Jim saying, well played. And when I said that, Jim like reacted to my comment. I don't remember what he reacted to specifically, but and we laughed about it. But
And we cried. And we
yeah, we
laughed.
laughed, we cried, we hugged it out like a bunch of homos.
Homo
Homogenized
sapien.
Homo sapiens, of course.
homogenized human beings.
Yeah.
Bunch of soy boys, boys who like soy milk.
Actually, I don't like soy milk. Well, no, I've never actually had soy milk.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah,
Because I'm afraid of becoming a soy boy.
exactly.
It's
I
it's
ain't
just
no
not worth the
soy
risk.
boy, damn it. All
I
right.
I do like soy sauce in my lo
Yeah, but that's
mein.
not the same thing as soy
Oh,
milk.
No,
okay.
that's cool. Everybody's cool with that.
Yeah, soy sauce is cool. You put that on your Chinese food.
So no soy lattes
But,
for you guys, huh?
Nope. Full cream milk. Love the cream. That thick white cream in my milk.
You like the cream.
Yup. I love chugging that white stuff.
Ha!
He needs
Gay.
that. He needs that white stuff, Marty. Why you go to Epstein
Sometimes
Island, Marty? You
splash
need
it
that
all-
white stuff, Marty.
Splash it all over my face, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm a man.
He needs that white stuff, Marty. He needs it.
Oh, jeez, Rick, why is it so bad that I like it? I like the milk all over my face.
So we go to Epstein. So we go to Epstein Island, Marty.
Oh no. Huh?
Oh no, no, no.
That's where we get the good. That's where we get the good stuff from, Marty. Fresh off the plane. Oops.
Wow.
I'm
You
sorry.
stay fresh. There was some
Is that
allegedly old
Is,
dudes on that.
yeah, is that still up in the air? Is that still up in the air? We don't. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's still considered up in the air. We don't know that
Yeah.
for sure. Okay. I'm sorry. We don't know about Justin Roiland's and all of that, but okay. Yes, it's a lot of stalling. It's a lot of stalling out there with those files, eh? A lot of stalling. It's a lot of dilly dallying around there, eh?
I wasn't sure. Like, you doing Jamaican? What are you doing? What accent are you doing? Do you even know?
See, you see Jamaican because you're being racist.
No, it is you who is doing the racism.
What do you mean? See, you think you heard a Jamaican accent because there's a black man doing impressions.
You said Stalin.
Now, if I no, what do I gotta go now? See, now, unless you want me to go to, I can go stereotypical. You know what I'm saying? Irish, but see, now my stereotypical Irish goes to Lucky Charms, of course.
As does most people's.
Everyone has their, well, not everyone. Now there are some cartoons that support that, but for me, you know, that was in my face the most. So, you know.
Oh, we're all going to Epstein Island, don't you know?
See, that to me kind of sounds like a suburban mom for Wisconsin.
Hey, we're going to that Epstein Island there.
Well, you know, like it's like, yeah, man. I hear there's a lot of young girls that come up there. Well, they should have their mothers with them. That's for sure. Gosh darn
Should
it!
be safe there over in Brainerd.
Now, what are they doing here without their mothers? I'm telling. I am telling you, man. Look. I still look. Bottom line, folks. Look, I know we're using this weird show of ours to evoke, to evoke our own proclivities
Okay.
here, but I
All
still
right.
want to see those files. There's a lot of people that whose content, movies, shows that I've looked at that I've heard are on those files. I kind of got to turn. I kind of got to turn on them. I need those files, Morty. Need those goddamn files, Morty.
I gotta incorporate that into the descriptions for these episodes. Just at the end, like, come join this weird show of ours. Or something. There's gonna be some way to incorporate that.
Help us get those files, Morty.
All right,
Help us
Damian,
get those
did you
damn
see
files.
it?
We need those. We need those Epstein files, Morty.
What was that, Charles?
Did you see it?
What am I saying?
This?
She wants to play with me with me luck charms. There's meant to be a Y on that, don't you know? Learn to fucking spell and come back to me.
You know what though? I really don't. I really don't want to. I really don't want to do my impression of coked up Conor McGregor right now.
What the hell?
I really don't want to bring that out because that is totally obnoxious right now. And bro it out.
He's been canceled. I don't know if we're allowed to do that.
Wait, who's being canceled?
Conor McGregor.
What did he
Canceled
do
for-
now?
Canceled
He
for
did.
what?
He did. He did some graping, I believe.
Oh,
See,
God damn it.
there's no. I mean, we're not reviewing his fights right now. Right? All he's doing now is traveling around promoting this bare knuckle fighting and being all broed up.
Yeah,
He's like
and
an Irish bro right now.
I think he's running for like the whatever Ireland calls their president. I think.
The president.
Really, president
Yeah.
of Ireland?
Yep.
Yeah.
And one of the female politicians said that respectfully I speak for all of the women when I say fuck off. That's what she thinks about Conor McGregor running.
Huh. But no, speaking of the fights, of fights specifically, for some strange reason, just the other day, I had the inkling to go looking up the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight.
Why?
I don't
Tell
know.
us.
I was fucking curious. I wanted to see what the results were of the fight because I never knew what the fight was. I mean, I had heard about what had happened, but I didn't know the specifics, so I watched the highlights.
We should have asked me. I'd have told you. Now you watch highlights. Now tell me if this describes it correctly.
Okay.
A overly, overly tattooed white boy with processed hair who couldn't punch his way out of a wet paper bag, going against a hobbled, legendary champion with a name that
Hobbled Titan.
that in one round couldn't even muster like double digit punches, or if any at all.
Okay, what I got from the highlights that I watched, it was clear that Mike Tyson could have easily knocked him out in one punch if he wanted to, and it seemed like they were just dancing around each other, not actually wanting to fight. And at the end, it looked like Jake Paul had did like the stupid bow that he did before Mike Tyson, and then they declared that Jake Paul was the winner. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And at that point, I was like, you know what? They paid him off. They must have paid him off. They must have paid off Mike Tyson to let Jake Paul win.
I
That is the only
What
conclusion I have for that entire farce of a fight.
what I heard was that, like, sort of like you said, like if Tyson had gone hard early on,
Yeah.
it would have been a very different result. But it went on long enough that Tyson just sort of lost energy, you know. Because how old's Tyson now?
I think he's in his 60s.
Yeah,
I honestly feel like that Jake Paul in the first 2 rounds was actively trying to avoid catching a clean shot that would put him down. And then after that, he was gonna hope for an exhaustion TKO. That's what I felt. And I felt like I told my kids, if I'm Jake Paul, I don't give a damn what age I am, but especially if I'm Jake Paul at his age, I'm just gonna put it to you like this. A guy who is 58, 59 years old, I don't care who he is. If I am a guy who is 58 years old and I am not, yeah, I'm definitely not, and I at least got 20 years, you know what I'm saying, difference on him, you know, I'm getting him out of there. And if I'm in, you know what I'm saying, if I'm in Jake Paul's age range compared, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to him, and it's more, you know what I'm saying, and it's more of an actual, you know what I'm saying, 30-year, you know what I'm saying, age range, then yeah, you got to get him out of there. The longer he stays, the worse, the worse you look. Bottom line, I don't give a damn who it is. If you're a 27-year-old guy, 28 or whatever, and you can't get a guy who is almost 60 out of there, if I'm a boxer, if I'm an active boxer, I would just salivate at the hope of fighting Jake Paul next, making a bunch of money and actually get to beat the shit out of him, because there's no way there's no way that I'm thinking I'm gonna lose to Jake Paul after I watched him go for exhaustion with a guy who's almost 60. So that's how I look at it. Yeah,
that's
Mike
true.
Tyson
Like
is always.
it's kind of like, yeah, that's what you needed to actually win.
I mean,
not afraid.
that's so whether he was paid off, I don't know. I think you got a guy who, on top of being almost 60 at that point of the fight, been in a lot of fights, but also had a lot of alcohol and drug abuse that has affected him over time as well. So again, we're talking about a guy who, you know what I'm saying, who is a little bit on the, I mean, he's definitely trying to heal and trying to pull back up, but there's certain things that are going to take a little bit more time to build back, especially when you kind of deconstructed it. So, you know, that's what we kind of had out there. Seriously, we kind of had a guy that that was on the down track and then got motivated and got back to a better track. And it, but it's like, see, somebody who's like, I would say, how can I put this? I would still say fight a 45, 50-year-old guy, that boxer that took care of himself way better than Mike Tyson did. I would predict that Jake would be in trouble. Mm-hmm. This fight that he has with a guy who averages, like I said, who weighs in normally about 50 pounds, 40 to 50 pounds lighter than Jake Paul. But will that be the case when it comes to this fight? You know what I'm saying? That's what they're thinking. They're thinking he's still going to be around 150 or something like that. Like, nah, if he can pull off 170 and still feel, and he still feels good, he might do that. There's no limit to it except how he wants to look, how he wants to be perceived when people see him. That's it. But this is a sort of like an exhibition type of thing. So it's not a weight division thing. So. But this might be that embarrassing moment. This might be that seriously embarrassing moment for him. But
then there was that. Did you see that the interview Tyson did with there was some little girl that interviewed him, and she asked what do you think about legacy or something? He's like, legacy's bullshit. Fuck legacy. I won't it. Basically, it doesn't matter. Once you're dead, you're dead. Who gives a fuck?
Well, that's profound in its own way.
Only funnier because it was like a little 8-year-old who was interviewing him.
Excuse me, sorry about that.
How dare you?
But I will say, let me see. I just do gotta say, I gotta say between you, Charles, and you know what? I wish I was more wrong. I mean, I wish I wasn't so wrong about Charlie. You know what I'm saying? I really wish I wasn't so wrong about her. I thought she would be more of a, but I guess if this was because this was the final episode here that we're dealing with.
Yes.
Hopefully, just of the season.
Yeah, I just I just don't know. Like people are trying to create too much duality where it doesn't really make sense. Duality is what it is, and sometimes there are some anomalies where duality that really doesn't make sense. But I think overall, I don't know. I just this whole thing of even her feeling like she's better than them because I'm just trying to find her moral. I'm trying to find her supposed code or what makes. I was still trying to figure that out. Like what makes her feel like she's better than the serial killers that that Prater champions.
And you notice that little I don't know if it was Tarantino-esque or straight up a quote from one of the movies because it seemed where she's like, "Stay cool, stay very cool." I was like, I feel like that's from one of the movies she was in.
Oh, Pulp Fiction, but
be cool, be very cool, whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, that would probably be my closest. That would probably be the closest relation to that. But
yeah, because Kill Bill doesn't seem right.
But I don't know the duality of things. I just, but like I said, did you guys? What was that thing? Was it noticed? I mean, is it just what she decided to carry, the attitude that she decided to carry, or was there something that she said that that made you feel like that kind of gave you some context of why she felt like she was better than those serial killers?
I mean, I guess to a point, it's sort of it's the same way. I guess it's kind of the way Dexter looks at the other serial killers to a point. It sort of mirrors
So
that a
she
little bit.
so she thinks she's torturing and killing bad people? All?
No, but she's not doing it for the same sort of the same sick reasons that they are.
Oh, she's doing it for the new crass reasons, money and taking care of her mother.
Yeah. There's a more noble reason, I guess.
So you'd say that she does not fit in line with the code?
I mean,
No, because
well,
the only person we know that she's killed was someone Dexter would have killed.
you know
That
what?
guy in
Sidebar.
was it the second episode, I think, or the first? No, I think the second. The guy with the spiked baseball bat.
Yeah, the something clubber.
Yeah, I think that's the
Okay.
only person we actually saw her kill. Otherwise, it was just basically just being security.
Mm-hmm.
Security slash like an agent of Prado.
But there was a file of things that she's done. But guys, sidebar question, real pop quiz. I'm going to ask you guys since we do this so much. If you guys were a serial killer, what would be, what would be your nickname, and would you have a code? And if so, what would it be?
Huh.
I get the feeling this is a loaded question.
Nope,
yeah, right. I feel like
nope.
it's a trap.
If you don't want, if you guys are puss and don't want to answer it, just not say you don't want to answer
No,
it.
it's just not like it's not a question I have an immediate answer to.
Well,
And also, I think it's a trap.
It's just
I'll start then. I would be the checkmate killer.
Really? Why?
Yep. Because my code is that I would target people who I feel like are a major part or a spearhead or an architect with something that I feel like contributes to the ills of the world. I would notify them. I would challenge them. Either, now if they don't accept the challenge, not accepting the challenge means to separate themselves from what I feel like they're doing, to negatively affect the world, to stop doing that, separate yourself from that, dismantle it. If you continue on with your plans, that's just as good as an accepting of my challenge. And basically your friends, your family become chess pieces, in a game between you and I. And checkmate is when you die.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool.
Like a little jigsaw, but not.
No, I don't do traps. Those people.
So I mean, like that's like kind of the motivation is kind of the same.
No, actually, see what Jigsaw is. If they can survive his test, if they have the will and the strength to survive his test, they will have learned something. With me, they have a moment. They have a fork in the road at the beginning, and only at the beginning. And only at the beginning. Now, if in the midst of the game they concede the game, I will. Their friends, their family will no longer become chess pieces. If they concede the game, then it ends with their death. When the game commences, the only checkmate, the only real win of the game is when that person that I've deemed that that the forefront of this is done. But see, if they cause their friends, their coworkers, their families that I've assessed has a hand in this, they'll have to go. and I'll start to dismantle what they're doing, what that person's doing myself. You could easily say, why not just kill the person? That would stop everything. No, it wouldn't. That person's the architect. Now they draw up the blueprint. It's up to everybody else to keep, to keep the plans going. So if I start dismantling the chess pieces, in that plan, then the plan doesn't go. But eventually, because the person didn't want to stop, now eventually they have to go. But the only thing is, how many people are going to go before you go? Depending on the situation, there may only be 1 or 2 people that are pivotal to the situation before you go. Because those are the objectives, for me as, as a killer, to dismantle what I feel like is a detrimental plan and to put you away. That didn't have to be that way. The main component is dismantling the plan. Your death didn't have to be a part of that plan, but once you accept the game or continue as a form of that's a form of acceptance, and the game is on.
You definitely make a good. I was gonna say movie, but I feel like you gotta go with a series or a comic for that.
Yes, and there's no, but like you said, honestly, there's no signature, there's no MO, there's no certain way to do it. It's whatever way it needs to be done. To get it done, it'll get done.
Yeah, the motivation remains the same, but the methods.
Yeah, you could be sniped. You know what I'm saying? You could be, you could be caught. You could be caught in your bed, sleep, vulnerable at night because your security is lax. It could, it could be something. It could be something that I do with some place that you go. You know what I'm saying? That it could be a number of things. Whatever needs to get done to get that taken care of. And that would be me, the checkmate killer. and that's the thing. And I know, and I bring my character, I bring that out, knowing that my code might run afoul of Dexter's code. Because see, certain people don't see certain people a certain way. He still might not see that person as a complicit person in a way.
No, because they're I guess a contributing factor, but they didn't pull the trigger, if you will.
And that's why I imagine myself like trapping Dexter and confronting him and letting him know, because that's the kind of person that I am. I honestly, that's who I would be. I would assess every situation that I'm in and deem a person to be like with Gareth, for example. Like with Gareth, he started asking the question of what was different when all of this shit started, when all of this shit started happening. But the thing with me is that I wouldn't care. Is that him killing serial killers at a serial killer retreat is not anything that negatively affects anything. So I wouldn't care. But I feel like I would assess that if I cared enough, I would have assessed that if I was one of them, I would assess that's what he was doing. If I were truly like the checkmate killer, I would have assessed that's what it would have been too easy. You're the guy. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have cared enough to be to expose it.
Like, listen, I'm a print journalist. I'm a borderline sociopath. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. But here's what I'm up to. What do you think? I don't care what you think, but I'm telling you.
See, now you're mixing actual details of my life. Oh God, because this is not. This is fun. But I don't mind putting myself out there. As we watch this stuff, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. That's kind of who I would be. if I were to snap, if I were to go over and break on through to the other side, a la Jim Morrison, I would yeah, that's kind of what my thing would be. Because I often think about that. I often think about if one person like maybe if you feel like, oh, I wouldn't, I wouldn't kill Hitler before he became Hitler, then okay, what about killing the person that would promote Hitler and basically put the battery in his back to become Hitler? How about killing that guy?
It's his PR manager.
Not even no. I mean, of course you got to kill Goebbels. You know what I'm saying? Or Goebbels. You know what I'm saying? Of course you got to kill him. But but nah. I'm talking about the people I'm talking about the higher ups that pull him. I mean, the higher ups that put him into that position, who felt like a guy of very short stature, pale, dark hair, dark eyes, feeling like tall, golden, blonde hair, blue eyed, you know what I'm saying? Matt, you know what I'm saying? Perfection is the future of the master race, as the guy who should be the leader, you know what I'm saying, of that, you know what I'm saying, of that nation. Come on.
The
Like,
guy who stole his mustache from silent comedy movies.
but that, you know what I'm saying, those guys who thought that he should be at the forefront leading Germany, like, those guys should be killed. If you kill those guys even before Hitler becomes Hitler, Hitler doesn't become Hitler. And if you feel good about him surviving, fine. If you feel like him going on to live his life, you know what I'm saying? But you never know. He might become a cult leader. Jim Jones and people. You just never know. You can believe that taking out Hitler before Hitler, you know what I'm saying, before he becomes the Hitler we all know and loathe, but
It's sort of like, yeah, you could go back to that point in time, go back to a certain point in time. I don't know what age he was, but maybe you buy all his paintings and you keep giving him money to just paint. Doesn't mean he's not going to go south.
but but I don't know. See, that's why I would never do a whole. But see and that's the thing about that whole code thing. Honestly, because it would be hard to even do a backwards, you know what I'm saying, thing of it. Would you assess the situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, guys like that, that's hard to assess. I mean, you can never really see a guy like Hitler coming. Seriously. A dark-haired, dark-eyed, short guy who believes that tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, just Norsemen and women are like the future of the perfect master race. Like, you don't see
Can
a
you
guy
imagine him
like
like holding up like a picture like side by like he's holding it up next to his head, pointing to it and be like, these are the only people that should be allowed to live. And you look at just between him and the picture, you're like, huh?
yeah, it's just it's
Do you
just
not own
really,
America?
yeah, it's just like, but like I said, so that's why I would say if I were assessing it back to him, and you know what I'm saying, but it's hard. But again, it's almost like it's hard to see a guy like that coming. It's really hard to see a guy like that coming. And it's like, what could I do? What could I do to take the legs out of that situation? Then when you got a whole nation that's completely, yeah, that's an overwhelm. That's too many pieces. That's too many moving parts to dismantle. When you got a whole nation that's intoxicated by this, that's like too many pieces to, what I'm saying, of a machine to dismantle.
Like it's either go to the crib or go home. There's really no other solution to that problem.
So like I said, the only thing that could be done is just, is basically not going after. I mean, because that's the thing. You don't go, at least for me, and not to be kind of funny about politicians and everything like that, but the ultimate target. I mean, but of course, chess is chess. So when does a player ultimately lose the chess game?
When some kid runs by when you're in the park and flips the board over?
Oh God! So we never played chess, I assume.
No. Yeah, maybe many years ago, but
I'm sure Charles knows.
Charles zoned out 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I am so sorry. It's just
Time to get the day started. You can say it. It's time to get on with the day. We've definitely exhausted these conversations.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, I haven't had lunch yet. I'm kind of, yeah.
Charles just been sitting there staring into space with like cartoon birds going around his head.
Yeah. They're tweeting. They're tweeting.
Like Fennel's starting to look good to him. You know what I'm saying?
No. That'll never fucking happen.
Like even the name is like Fennel. Oh, onions.
Oh, no, I don't even like onions.
What you'd fuck an onion stone? What's the matter with you?
No. What I'm saying is
seriously going back to that.
He's hungry. He's hungry, Australian div.
Oh, so he's gonna go eat an onion?
The Fennel's of food. He can eat the cat. He can put the onions. He can put the onions on the cat.
Okay, that's the first thing you go to is like it's like that fucking meme where it has the cat just poking its head just beneath the picture, going like, "Put your dick in it."
Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
See, he was saying he was hungry. It was like he just sitting here zoned out. He's sitting here zoned out, probably looking at Fennel, thinking like, "Damn, ribs."
I'm not thinking about my cat in that way. Jesus Christ.
With Fennel, with Fennel onions.
I don't even like onions.
Okay.
Onions are disgusting.
Hey, on a hot dog, onions are awesome.
No, onions are fucking gross, man. It's just every time I even smell an onion, like if I'm near an onion, it fucking induces a gag reflex.
I like onions, but motherfuck cutting up an onion.
No, I'm talking about cooked onions. Oh my God! Even thinking
just thinking about it, it's just making them retch.
Yeah.
You are so unreasonable, man.
Christ.
You are so you have never had someone cook you a nice plate of peppers, of sausage, peppers, onions on top of rice. Oh my God!
Look, I don't mind rice. I don't mind rice, but I fucking hate onions.
See, you just never had someone make them right and put it in the right dish for you. That would be, I mean.
Yeah, you can hear me.
We wrap this up before Charles fucking ruins his keyboard.
Yeah, I don't look. I mean, I'm not. I mean, like this keyboard is like decent because it's Razer and Razer is like a mixed bag. But I mean,
is it puke proof?
No, it's not, because Razer doesn't prepare for that kind of thing.
Yeah, they probably prepare for other fluids, but not so much that.
Yeah. My God.
Well, I will. As we close out, I will say that.
Okay, one final thing I want to say about Dexter.
Okay.
Prater went out like a little bitch.
He's a short, rich guy.
Yeah, but no, he went out like a little bitch. It's just like, I mean, he was whimpering, he was crying. It's just like, oh no, please don't kill me. I have money. I can give you money. It's like, dude, take it like a man. Jesus. It's like,
He's
what
Oh,
a
the
please
hell?
don't kill me. And then Dexter give him like just a little bit of something. He's like, I knew you'd see it my way. And Dexter's like, but aha. He's like, oh, please don't kill me. Yeah.
Yeah.
he's a short rich guy. I don't know what you guys were expecting, but I would definitely say that the
Well,
last few
I was expecting a little more toughness from him because I mean he
nah,
was literally saying like, "Oh no, you showed me the way, you showed me my true self, and now I'm gonna kill your son." It's like, what the hell?
no,
It's like, yeah,
you
not so tough now. Now that you're wrapped to the frickin' cart that Dexter killed his brother on.
I mean, no, see, the thing you have to understand, for some people, like for him, that's like someone staring over the edge of a tall building or a say very large mountain or something like that, right?
They
There
feel the
exist.
urge to jump.
See, that's the thing. You think that that's the toughness that he should want to jump off of that thing or even like skydive, parachute off of that thing or something. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's not what he's doing. He's right at the edge. He likes looking. He even likes to even lean out there a little bit, but he's not trying to, be that, but the last few minutes to close out that episode though definitely gave some inklings of what we should be looking forward to next season, huh?
Well,
Oh,
that
so
is it. That is if the show gets renewed.
But yeah, but if it, like I said, that's higher up shit. We're not there. We're not here for that. We're here for content. So if it does, um, did we see where the content is heading?
Yeah, the New York Ripper might actually be the main villain for next season.
Oh no, 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 that's not what I meant. The files.
Well, yeah, because the detective found the file for the New York Ripper.
He's
no,
got
all the other ones he took.
he's got files of his own. Ones of other serial killers that may or may not have accepted, his retreat. One of who definitely did, that was on top, Rapunzel. His plans of finding and dispatching, those serial killers who may not be of the code like Rapunzel is not.
That one, I honestly thought, much like Lila in season 2, I kind of thought there was going to be a little end of episode epilogue kind of scene where he got Rapunzel, but no, they left it for now.
Because that's the thing.
The
That's
one
the
that got away.
No, 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 and see the weirdest, the seemingly most podunk one, the seemingly most, most porky, most porky pig just sitting out there just waiting, like is
Yeah,
the
like
guy who
you'd
might prove
think
to
the
be
easiest to get. Yeah.
he might prove to be the most slippery of them all. That might be the thing, but at least overall we know that he feels like that he feels like he's building something that maybe he'll still try to remain, saying to keep a connection with saying with old boy, the former, saying the former, saying child soldier and things like that.
Blessing.
Huh?
Blessing. His name was Blessing.
Okay. And so maintaining, like I said, that bond, feeling like things are kind of moving along with, saying with him and Harrison and how things are going, I guess, with the girl and whatnot. So he's feeling like that's that network that saying that he has that support system in a way. But then he still, of course, has the urge, and that's where it'll lead us to then. But then again, I mean, I don't know. This is gonna be quite a situation because I guess now it's about traveling now. You know what I'm saying? It's like what, because I mean they're not all gonna be in New York. So I mean, unless he try again, unless he tried to figure out some other way to gather them or whatever, but he's got files on him, so he may, like I said, so he may just travel. I don't know.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering with that because you've got your new setting now, but then
But that boat,
yeah,
was that boat his? That boat wasn't his, right?
no, it was Prater's boat.
So now he's got a boat. Travel
Yeah,
we will.
You would think someone would notice that missing though. Surely, like Prater's got some people behind his estate or something, but who knows?
But see, that's the thing that he's done.
They find convenient ways out of things in Dexter. So,
But that's the thing that he's done. Because he's disappeared him. He's disappeared him, and
true, he's
likely,
not. Yeah, he's not. He killed a cop and he ran away, as far as anyone knows.
and though he may have cut him up into 9 pieces, he didn't have to put him in the 9 bags. I'm sorry.
I said that to my roommate actually because he walked in when I was watching that scene. I was like, "This has got to be the easiest body Dexter's ever gotten rid of, right?"
Oh my God! All right, sorry, because we got to get you guys out of here. All right, because me, I got a day off, and although I do want to eat, but I'm more relaxed because day off. But anyway,
Yeah, I gotta have something and try and go to bed. It's nearly 5.
I gotta get food in me, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think I'm just gonna reheat the wings and then try and pass out.
So kind of enjoyed the last couple of episodes. I think it kind of went out with a weird whimper in a way. It just kind of fell apart, and all the things that I thought could have been, that could have made it more compelling, didn't. Like he didn't. He still thought that he was red. He still. It's just all the things that I felt like could have made it more compelling all fell apart. She wasn't really as, like she was there to get the drop on him, but she wasn't really as formidable as what I thought. And then it was all over. She was gone. She just wanted to take her mother and go. It was just like a lot of this stuff just kind of went in sort of a whimper to me, but still entertaining.
The second he got her in his Dexter got her in his clutches in that scene in the car, like that stone cold persona just melted right away.
Well, I mean that's understandable, but I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, like it definitely, but it's still just like it just shows you what kind of front certain people are putting up.
I guess so. I mean, no. What really showed me was what made her mother believe that she was a teacher or something like that.
Yeah, like I'm teaching kids. It's like, no, I'm actually safeguarding a billionaire from serial killers, but feeding them dinners, organizing dinners. But I teach kids. I'm a good person. Just take your meds. Shut up. Stop asking questions.
Well, like I said, I mean, overall entertaining. Kind of went out with the overall whimper for me in a way.
I would say overall, I enjoyed a lot more than I didn't.
No, I would say based on what we had in the set list, I enjoyed Alien Earth a lot more than it could have been easily.
Oh no, I meant just I meant the season of Dexter in general.
I get it, but and like I said, that's cool. That's cool in that perspective. The perspective I'm taking is more like I look at the set list and I can say either, good, either one's good, one wasn't. It's not that on this one. One was way better. One was way better than the other one, but in the way of just the way the layers and what it's presenting. But also for a finale, if this was a season finale, it should have been way better. It should have been way more. You know what I'm saying? It should have been way more to blow up than this. But that's why I say it kind of went out with a whimper, with just kind of killing. Well, ultimately, Batista was the big thing toward the end there, but not big enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Now, the detective in her smoking dress, I mean that was pretty big too. her going John Travolta, that was pretty humorous and big on his own, but I still needed more for this thing with Dexter and everything else like that. for this guy really to be looking to put him out and to still be this kind of weird emotional thing with him. But that again shows you, again, we're dealing with a guy who's not completely right in the head. So, but again, entertaining both sides. Alien, which is more entertaining, more,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They're still trying to move strong in a way, but
And Alien Earth episode 5, I would say, is probably one of the best hours of TV I've watched this year.
all right. Well, that's a great way to end then. And I guess we'll just close out, let these guys get to their day and me get to hard work and relaxing.
Okay,
My
then.
day is over. Well, this has been TEE-HEE TV. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Next week, we have Alien Earth episode 6, Idiocracy, and maybe just that. We'll see. We went nearly 4 hours with what we had today, so if we don't figure out anything else, that's good.
Yep. Okay.
Peace.
Yep. Bye-bye, everyone.
Yay!